everything, but I'm just so excited that she's here. And do you know what? We've met for the first time this morning and we haven't stopped. We've been like this. We've been chatting away. We want you to get your questions in. We want you to send your questions in for Mandy. There are two ways you can do that. The first way is you can go to our website, which is www.sewingquarter.com. And here we go. We'll go to the website now. And there you can see that's the page. Now you click on Watch the Live Show. And there it comes up like that. There I am. Oh, yes. I hate seeing myself. I'll just suck my tummy in a little bit. Right, then what you do is you just scroll down the page like that. It's that little square that says Message the Studio. And that's producer Hannah writing, hello. And what you could do is any questions you've got for Mandy, anything you want to know. You know, she's happy to answer anything. Happy to answer anything. Really, really, really she is. So send your message there. Or, of course, you can send an email to studio@sewingquarter.com. Studio@sewingquarter.com. It's easy. Studio@sewingquarter.com. If you do the web chat, it's easy because it whizzes straight through to Hannah upstairs. But the email comes through as well. Now, while we're on that, if you want to place anything in your basket, because this is going to be a busy, busy day. Mandy's with me at 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock, showing lots of different kits that she's brought with her. We've got exclusives. We've got everything in the show. If you want to pop one in your basket, I would check out immediately. You only pay 1p&p no matter how many times you check out of £2.95. So make sure you check out immediately to make sure you get it. I'm not going to chat anymore. We are the Sewing Quarter. We love being here. You love us being here. I'm going over now. Oh, no. What a gorgeous array of goodies. What a gorgeous array of goodies. We've got Easter inspiration today, but we're doing all sorts of things. We're doing a sewing bag. We're doing the lovely chicken. We've got so much. I'm going. Welcome to Sewing Quarter. I can't tell you how excited I am.
Oh, I'm excited as
well. Good. Right. So any questions you've got, everybody knows you anyway, but any questions you've got for Mandy, just send them in. Because we'll start straight away, won't we? Because we've got loads and loads to get
I've got lots to show and I want to get...
So I'm just going to let you get on with it because it's your show. And I might interrupt every now and then.
Oh, OK. I'm used to that.
So starting off...
with the Spoolie doll.
Now, this is exclusive.
There's exclusive here, and I've made them in the past, and they're like little collections. You collect them, and every time I'm on the show, I'll bring a new one in, and they'll be seasonal as well.
and so topical, seasonal,
absolutely,
and about what happens in your life and what happens.
But they're gorgeous because you can actually decorate your homes with them. I'm all in for decorating your home and embellishing things and being creative at home, so your children become creative people as well.
Well, your children. We were talking about your children. They're all creative, aren't they?
I know. It's wonderful. I have a wonderful bunch of girls. They have caused me trouble in the past.
Well, that's what they're meant to do, isn't it? We love them. So how did the Spoolie dolls start?
Well, actually, it is an American thing, and when you go to America, I've been fortunate enough to go to America a couple of times. They are around in America, and I love dolls. I'm a doll freak. But I want you to be able to teach your children and your grandchildren, your neighbours' children, things. And this sort of thing is lovely for you to make yourself, but also with the knowledge of how to make these, you can then teach other people. And that's what I'm all about, teaching and sharing.
Yes, because that's what you do, isn't it? You teach.
Teach.
You've got a lovely catchphrase about you always say yes to everything.
Yes.
Work hard, play hard, just do everything.
And love what you make.
Yes.
Love what you make, because it doesn't matter if it's not quite right the first time, the second time you'll get better the more you do, and we shouldn't be too hard on ourselves.
No, exactly. Right, first message in already. It's only got 2 minutes past 8. Hillary is welcoming you to Sewing Quarter. And Janice is as well now. Right. Oh, and Chris is as well now.
Guys, hi!
Right, so this is Spoolie doll Bet.
So this is Bet. This is named after my Auntie Betty, who I adored. I've actually named lots of things after Auntie Betty. But she's very, very quick to make, very easy to make, and I'm going to show you how.
OK, now, we need to explain, this is a kit. It's come in a kit form, doesn't it?
This is a kit and a pattern, and it's got everything you need to know on the pattern. It's got the photograph, and it's got the a diagram and the instructions.
Oh, it's even got the skeleton. It's even got the skeleton drawing.
This is the bare bones. And once you've got this idea, you could use buttons buttons or beads or all sorts of other things for it. But it's great to embellish your sewing bags, your handbags, great for kids to take to school on their lunch boxes
and things.
Exactly. Of course, you've got to be careful with small parts of young children. We must be careful with things like that. But it's great to be making things.
Have a look what's in the kit, first of all. You get all of this in the kit, you see. So you get the instructions, you get the buttons, the spools, the fabric, the embroidery thread, and the bit of felt, and all sorts of stuff. That's what you get. It's all 14. Now, I have got to warn you, they're limited, aren't they?
Very limited.
Every month they are limited.
Yeah, we only have a set amount, and we can't do them again because I don't have big access to large quantities of fabrics, and the beads are very difficult to get. We sell out all the time. Yeah.
They're beautiful. Shall we make a start then? I just think they're she's so cute. Is this what your Auntie Betty looked like then?
Oh no, but she's very glamorous and she loved her clothes and loved shoes and things.
Wow.
We once had an 18th birthday party at the Grand in Eastbourne, and she came with the most horrendous shoes, those great big furry snow boots at the Grand. But she was always glamorous, loved her clothes.
We love her already.
Yeah. So the first thing I'm going to use in this kit, you're going to have cotton thonging. Leather thong is great, but it does snap, and so I don't use the leather. I use the cotton thong. Okay.
So that's in the kit, isn't it? That cotton thong is in the kit.
But you could use anything, but this is nice and strong. Okay.
Yes.
And the first thing you're going to do is thread one bead. You're going to cut your thread in half. You get 2 meters of thread.
Does it tell you all of this?
It tells
in the
you
instructions?
everything.
Yeah.
There's nothing you don't need to know. You're going to thread one bead into the middle of that 1 metre of thread. And you are going to...
Oh, there are so many messages coming in, all saying how fabulous it is to you.
Oh, darling.
They love you. They love
I'm so
your
worried
work,
about coming.
everything.
I always get twitchy
Mary.
about coming.
Oh.
Silly, isn't it? It's a silly thing you do, but perhaps it makes a better performance.
Oh, how can you better your performance? So
the first thing you're going to do is put 4 little cotton reels onto 2 strings. Now, I taught this recently, and some ladies struggled. Sometimes your cotton reels might just have some excess sawdust and things inside there. So just get a little awl or a pick and make sure it comes up, because the thong won't go through there.
Oh, okay. And what are you making? Which bit are you making?
This is the legs. We've got 2 legs. So I'll
Okay.
just show you on the pattern as well. So you've got 2 legs, and they are 4 and 4.
Oh, brilliant.
Now you're going to take all 4 lengths, and you're going to put them into the beads. Into the spools for a body now. So it says I need 3.
Now, if you think, Mandy's going a bit fast, mate, you can watch it on YouTube afterwards.
Oh, good.
No.
I've got a lot to say.
And you've got a lot to say.
Yes,
She's a woman with a lot to say. But you can pause. We love her. You can pause on YouTube. You can pause it. So if you've got one and then you want to follow the YouTube instructions, you can keep watching it and pausing it.
So now I'm going to show you, have your little tip now. So we've got 2 legs, look, and one of the bodies on.
Yes.
Now, sometimes, I told you I love to use this cotton thong, and it's 1 millimetre thick, but sometimes the ends fray. So the ends are frayed like that. So you can either cut them off at chamfer, which just means at an angle.
Yes.
And I don't mind if I have to cut them each time. I've got plenty of thread there, so you don't have to worry. So cut them off at a chamfer. But if that doesn't work still, this is what we do. We get a bit of sellotape.
Oh, that's what...
Yes, that's why I had sellotape all over me.
Before we started, I'd say, Mandy, you've got sellotape on your tummy. Amongst other things.
Amongst other things. So you're just going to put a bit of sellotape on and make like a needle. So wrap your thong in some sellotape.
Yes.
And then cut the sellotape off right close, and it creates like a little end, like a little needle. And that might help you.
Oh, yes.
That might help you. So it might hinder as well, but it's going to help.
It's like a little egglet, isn't it?
Yes. So I'm going to
put a runaway spool there.
Yeah, that's why I've got the little pot.
Yes.
So you're going to thread them all through.
Is that one of those very expensive puddings you can get in?
Oh, it is, yeah. I'm always gullible for a pudding in a nice little ceramic pot.
In a ramekin.
Oh, God, I like the word ramekin as well. I like the words.
It's just saying she loves all your red work. Oh, we're doing some blue work.
Oh, we're doing
and
some blue
dusky
work.
pink work later, aren't
we are indeed. So there we are. I've got 2 legs and we've got 3 on for a body. Now take just one, and you're going to thread 3 spools down. 1. Do you like my pink nails?
Yeah, I love your pink nails.
It's not like me. I'm not girly, but hey.
You're on telly, aren't
I
you?
loved it. I sat there for 20 minutes and was fiddled with, and it was lovely. It was very nice.
Did you have it done, or did you do it yourself?
Oh, no, I had it done.
Oh.
My girls were too busy.
Oh, excuse me. Too busy for you?
I know, too busy. Actually, they're not. They're very good, but I had it done professionally. And so I've got 3 spools on, and then I'm going to put them into a bead. That's your hand, little hand, and back through the spools. Okay? back through the spools. I'll lay it out so you can see what I've done.
Okay. Oh, I see. So you haven't gone back through the bead. You're only going back through the spools.
Yes, back through the spools.
So the bead becomes the anchor.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Look. Do you see that? Beautiful.
Remember, this is exclusive to us here at Sewing Quarter now, this Spoolie doll bet.
Spoolie doll bet. So again, 3 spools. I know this is all written down.
Yes.
And you've got a gorgeous diagram, so not to worry, okay? 3 spools. And
yeah, she's busy watching. Oh, that's interesting.
Into a bead.
Right.
Into a bead, that's your hand. And then back through your spools, okay? Back through your spools. Now, I have got a glue gun prepared for me to do. Yes, under the table. So glue guns aren't very expensive, and they're wonderful to have in your crafty repertoire.
Maybe we should invest in some for our little web shop.
I think you should do, because they're wonderful things. But you don't need to have a glue gun.
Do you do a Mandy Shaw original glue gun?
Oh, I'd love to have a little red one.
A red one?
Yeah, would anyone make me a red one?
I'm going to find you one.
Yeah, a red one. There are pink ones. But I'm not that pink, am I? I'm not delicate.
I don't know. I think you're gorgeous.
So there you are. Look, we've got 2 legs, 2 arms and a body.
Right.
Okay. Now I'm going to put a little neck on.
Oh, okay.
I do like to have this little neck on because otherwise she's head sits a bit low.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not that always very easy to get through. So this is going to cause you stress. Do not use it. Okay. So I've got my...
So you can do it without doing this if you want to. But the bead's in there if you need it.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to gather my little needles together, scrunch them in, and let's just hope that things go well for me on my first... They do. They go in beauty. And I twist. Do you see that? I twist them. And I pull it through, and it's nearly there. Just one more to go. And you just twist it, and it comes through beautifully. And so that little bit of sellotape really does help. And that's your neck. So what I want to say to you, if you find that difficult or you don't enjoy doing that or it's causing you stress, it's not meant to cause any stress, do not put it on.
Oh, OK, so you can go do it without it. My friend Shmoy Mary, she's got no neck either like that.
Oh, some people have, and it's fine.
She can't wear shepherd's hook crook earrings because if she shrugs her shoulders, they fall out.
None of us are perfect.
No.
None of us all look the same, so that's fine.
Shmoy Mary more than most.
And so we've got a nice little neck. I love it to be there because I like to make things attractive if I can.
Yes.
And not that you're not attractive if you haven't got a neck.
No. Shmoy Mary, that's what. So what, you're putting the head on?
So I'm going to put the head on. So all 4 through the head. And again, this is very easy because the actual head hole is quite large. Yes. But again, wind it through. Do you see that? Pull it through.
But if there's dust or something in there, just push something through.
Get a knitting needle. Right, OK. So there we are. We have a head. And let's make sure all the lines are lovely. Now, if we knotted the top of that head, the knot sometimes can go back through the hole.
Oh, okay.
Very unattractive.
Yes.
So I grab one little button, so you'll have a spare button of some sort.
Is that in the kit?
That's in the kit, all in the kit, but it's an odd button.
You've thought of everything, haven't you?
We do. The thing is, because I teach all this, I've got ladies that I practice on, and ladies that I teach, I know where they're going to go wrong.
Yes.
So like, we did a workshop, and Kathy particularly got stressy over the neck, and I said, Kathy, don't put the neck on.
Oh.
So that's why I'm telling you, ladies, it's all because of Kathy.
So can we all come to these lessons then?
Oh, of course you can. I don't teach as much as I used to because I'm busy doing these things.
Yes.
But I do workshops. I do very luxuriously lovely workshops to do with the cooking or the food.
Oh.
It's very exciting.
Do we stay over and everything?
You could stay. We've got accommodation in the area.
And where?
Near Eastbourne, I am.
Oh, OK. And is it in your house? Do we come to your house?
No, I've got a friend who's got a wonderful barn called Featherbed Barn.
Is that not a bit rural?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's a little bit rural. And it is down a country lane.
That's fine. I'm game if you are. Yeah.
But it's very wonderful, and it's a very special day. It's not an ordinary workshop.
Can I just ask what you were doing next? I didn't see
so
what you were doing.
So I threaded the threads through the button, through all 4 holes of the button. It could be 2 holes, and I've put a knot on the top, and that just stops it popping through, OK? So the button isn't decorative, really. We're going to cover that with hair. Yeah. And because it's going to hang, I'm just going to do an overhand knot at the ends. And these are all the spare bits of thong you can just cut off. But you need the extra length to thread them beautifully. And there you have a doll. Look at that. Oh. And I would cut that nicely just there. OK, it's gorgeous. Right. So now we're going to come to the dress, little skirt. It's very, very easy. We've got a 3 by 15 or 16 piece of fabric. It's I actually did hem this one because I thought it was looking like it needed a nice hem. But on some of our dolls in the past, we've just frayed the edge. If we've got a country look, we just frayed the edge.
Have you hemmed it for them in the kit then?
No, I haven't. I've told them to hem it.
Okay.
But what I was getting at is that the ladies that have made these before would have frayed. But I thought a little neater, smarter because of your nice shirts.
Thank you.
And I know that you're a dressmaker, a tailor.
No,
I was worried that you might pick me up on frayed edges.
Yes. No, I like frayed edges.
Good. And then the short seam, you just sew the short seam, okay? And then you're going to gather across along the top. Now, when I gather, I do cast on with a knot and then 3 stitches on. I don't have 2 spare ends and I knot.
You don't do it like curtains?
No, I don't. And I watch other people do it, and I don't like that method. I think it's much easier to sew it off, not sew. Yes. But always use double thread. The times people have used single thread and it snaps. So you're going to gather it up beautifully. And you're just going to put this into the body, like that. And it's going to go on the top cotton reel, cotton reel, okay. So don't worry if it doesn't gather up tightly, because we will fasten it, we will secure it with a little bit of glue if necessary. So some people who are very good at sewing want to turn the top over and hem the top as well. But if you do that, you won't get tight gathers.
And also, you're not going to see.
You're not going to see it. And so you won't get tight gathers, and the skirt doesn't fit so well. So I wanted a nice full skirt, but we don't want.
I love the fabric because the hands are like in proportion, aren't they?
That fabric's been sitting in my little shelf waiting.
That's what?
It sits on my shelf waiting for something to...
I see. Yeah. Now, I'm just envisaging your little house here. Well, your house here.
Yeah.
And then your workshop.
Yeah, up the road.
Is there a barn? Is there a barn?
Is there a barn there?
That's your house. I can't see the rural barn. Would be over here somewhere.
It is a lovely barn.
Is that a little tree?
A little tree.
Oh, is there a dog on there as well?
Needs to be.
I want a flower down there. It's gorgeous. Anyway, so what are you doing now?
So I'm just fastening off. So 3 stitches on top of each other to fasten off. So let's neaten this up and just cut those threads off. So if this skirt is a little bit loose and it doesn't stay on the top cotton reel, we're going to put a dash of glue underneath in a second, so we don't want to worry about that. So you've got the dress on. Okay, it's very nice. And now you've got a pattern piece here for the bodice. I always think this is quite gorgeous.
Okay, so we're making this...
Yes, little bodice here.
So the pattern's in the kit and the felt's in the kit?
Yeah, absolutely. And the felt might slightly change. We've chosen the blue or the green. It matches either way.
Okay.
So it's a strange little shape, but what actually happens is, let me just show you, then I'll finish it off. It actually fits over her neck.
We made a little cape like that with Jennifer Taylor on the show yesterday.
Theme running through
the thing.
So you see how gorgeous that is? And what we're going to do, you've got some lovely thread, and I'm famous for using cotton à broder, which is 1 strand. It's DMC or Anchor Seller as well, and it's a 1-stranded thread. I don't bother pulling off the 2 strands.
But that comes in the kit?
All comes in the kit. There's nothing... I always let you know when there's something you need to buy extra, which would only be wadding if there was anything.
Yeah. Oh.
So that's gorgeous. And you're just going to you don't have to blanket stitch this if you don't want to, but it's a good little practice piece. And I'm going to show you how to blanket stitch that, and then we'll glue her together.
Mandy, there are so many messages coming through that Hannah's going to have to show them all to you afterwards, because there's 2. Thank you so much for all your messages.
Oh, thank you, darlings. Thank you. It's very lovely for your
Truly
support. Yeah, thank you, darling. Right, so when we start blanket stitch, I've joined on here, but this is the blanket stitch. I always start on the edge of your work. So I shimmied through the back and came out on the edge. So your first stitch will be in and in, round, and out. Now, I've got to say this to you, ladies, that everyone does things slightly different all the time. So there are other ways of doing blanket stitch. This is the way I love, and this is the way I teach. Okay. But it's just because you do it differently doesn't mean it's wrong, or it doesn't mean your teacher's wrong.
No.
I want you to embrace your teacher, love her, and cherish her, because she's sharing with you. So you go in the fabric, round the needle, and pull. And I'm actually quite neat now because I've been doing this an awful long time, but I don't want you to get all worried and think, I'm not that neat.
Yes.
We don't mind. We just want you to make something. Round the needle. Cute, now, sometimes the blanket stitch rolls forward, and so on a curve particularly, we'd like to give it a little knot.
Yes.
So I go in, round, as we would have done normally. And just when you finish, come through the back of the thread, and that gives it a twist look, and that will knot it in place and stop it moving. So let me do that for you again. in, around to an ordinary blanket stitch. Just when you've nearly finished, come behind.
That's a bit like when you sew on hooks and eyes, isn't it?
Oh, yes. Yeah,
you do that little...
I do love sewing hooks and eyes, and we don't have them anymore, do we? We should bring back hooks and eyes.
We sell them here.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
The dressmakers still do them, don't they? I love those Italian ones, those French ones that are all a little bit quirky and unusual.
Wonder why that is.
Oh,
now, I've got a quick question, because you say, ladies, do you not have any boys?
Oh, we do. We do have one. I've had most 3 wonderful men on my Harriet Tubman course. Amazing quilts they made. And I do absolutely have men on my courses. They're delightful and lovely, and I've loved them all badly. But generally speaking, it is ladies.
Yeah, oh, yes.
Generally speaking. But it's not... my son sews really well, so it's not that I choose to ostracise them. No. It's because they just don't always come. But I have had the most wonderful ladies and men on my course.
I'm definitely coming.
Yeah, it's wonderful. So when we get to that corner, some people like to see this, that gets that corner. I always make sure I get to the corner. I go in there again, and this time... I'm going to go to the end of that corner, just knot it in place again, right at the very end. They are gorgeous, look. Go back in the same hole. Thread. I'll come to the end of the thread, it's a bit curly for you. So I'll just do it. So look at that. Is that not neat and tidy?
Do we get this up close if we come on one of your courses?
You have me.
Oh, no, exactly.
You have me. And you're paying for me.
You're paying for me.
You're paying for me. But I've got a wonderful team of girls. We've got Mel cooks the most amazing things. We have Christmas in July, and we put the bunting up and the Christmas decks and things up. I have it outside under a gazebo. And Mel made Christmas pudding ice cream with spiced orange cake. So we try and make the whole thing a lovely experience for you, and but it's not. We don't do many of them. About 4 a year.
Oh,
4 a year.
Book me in.
But for you,
I'll have all 4.
You'd cause havoc. I won't sit you next to Kathy because she's dangerous as well.
Why?
Well, just they do things wrong, drop things.
Oh, well, that'll be me.
Yeah,
that'll be me. We've had loads of people sending in their pictures of projects they've made of yours in the past, which we'll show you afterwards. Yeah. And another question, who did you just say? Right. Oh, Lynn loves the fact that we're colour coordinated and personality coordinated.
Oh, look at us go. I didn't think hard about this. I bought a new outfit, but I thought went for the old one to feel secure.
Oh, do you feel secure? Yeah, feels
and nice little Liberty scarf.
Yeah, and other scarves are available.
Yes, of course, yes. So watch this space now. Yes. So, of course, you could... I've got a lovely little button, look, coconut buttons. I try hard to make sure everything coordinates beautifully. That could just be sewn on there. But this goes over the back of her neck here, I just fasten it off with a needle, but I will fasten it off with a bit of glue as well. And then I'm going to show you the face, how to put the face on and the hair. Have you got time for that?
While you're stitching that, I'll just explain. This is Mandy Shaw, and she's joined us today here at Sewing Quarter. This is the Mandy Shaw Bet Spoolie doll, named after the Auntie Bet. Now, it's a kit. It's exclusive, totally and utterly exclusive to us. There we are, Dandelion Design. Now, that Dandelion Design name comes from a song, doesn't it? It's a Rolling Stones song.
Well, actually, what it was, we wanted to call my daughter. My husband's a Rolling Stones fan. Keith Richards' daughter's name's Dandelion, but we couldn't quite call our first daughter that. So we've had it in our repertoire all our life. We didn't call an animal that. We've got Levi and Strauss and Wrangler for cats and dogs and rabbits.
Oh, not your children.
Well,
is Wrangler a cat?
It was a rabbit.
Oh,
yes, it was a rabbit.
$14.95 for the kit. You get everything that Mandy's showing you in the kit there.
So I'm just going to sew the button on to make that fit, and then I'm going to show you how to do the hair, which is very important.
Okay, now so we're still doing the button on the front.
Yeah, it won't take me 2 seconds.
Serape.
Yeah, so I can get it. Now, faces always cause people major anxiety, and there needn't be. I think somehow we've gone back to the olden days when we used to do to children's faces with great big eyelashes and great big red luscious lips. We're not having any of that on our Spoolie dogs.
Oh, okay.
So let me show you what happens now. You have 3 or 4 chances at this. I'm just going to quickly glue this down so I can get to the head.
You glue that down and I'll show Bet's face on my dolly here.
Don't forget the glue guns, guys. Very, very dangerous, very, very hot, and not to be used. A child shouldn't use them without supervision. But they're just wonderful. A dash of glue at the front and a dash of glue at the back.
Okay, I need to tell you that half the stock has gone already. Half the stock has gone already. I did tell you it was limited, and if you put it in your basket, check out immediately. Check out immediately.
So look, exciting, isn't it? Right, hair. So faces. Let's talk about faces first. Right, there's lots of little options of faces, but I've come up with a great little plan. I'm a quilter, so I use Pigma permanent pens.
Right.
They're stunning. They're nice and fine. You get a good fine face, but they're not cheap.
No.
But
they'll last you forever.
But they'll last you forever, and if you look after them beautifully. But you can. Sharpies now do very, very ultra fine tips, and they're great. And of course, if you're recycling this at home, you're using beads from a car seat. You know those car seats that are beads?
Yes.
They've got a varnish on them. The micron pens won't work on that, so Sharpies are fine. So all we need is 2 little dots for eyes, and we can actually do this 2 or 3 times if you get it wrong.
I was going to say, are there any tips on how to do this in the instructions, or is it just do your own face?
You just do your own face, but I'm going to show you nice.
Okay.
Just think of a capital Y. Let me just do it on here for you for a second. Your faces should be a capital Y. So a capital Y looks like that. I'll turn it around for you. Okay, capital Y looks like that. It doesn't look like that, and it certainly doesn't look like that, does it?
No, that's a cat.
Yes, so it's a capital Y. So think of your face as being 2 eyes at the top, a dash for the nose, and a little dash for the face. Okay, I'm going to do it in black. So I'm going to do a little dot, a little weeny dot, and a little weeny dot. Sometimes the wood makes the pens bleed a little bit, but that's a little creative expression.
Okay, yes.
So just a little weeny dot like that, a weeny dot like that.
So as we just said, it's up to you to do the face. The face is your decision how you want to do the face. This is just Mandy's little tip here.
A little dash for the nose, no monster noses.
No nostrils.
No nostrils. Everyone wants to do this, look. I can't do back to front. Don't you? You want to make a monstrous nose like that, or like that with big holes in it. Well, none of that.
Right, no, we're not showing that one on camera. Thank you very much indeed.
But just a simple little dash. That's all you need. And for a little eyebrow, we don't want them to be angry looking. So just angry means like this. Can you see it all right, darling?
They're asking to look at the nostrils.
It's not a good look. It's not a good look.
That was the big nose, and they were Mandy's nostrils there.
Just a dash for eyebrows. I noticed in Birmingham, all your girls have got massive eyebrows, very beautiful, but we don't really want that on the doll, okay? So just small little eyebrows, and if you can, just grab a little weeny... and if you've got lippy on...
I was going to say, she's got lippy on, yes.
You've got lippy on.
Oh.
Yeah. And it gives a little blush, just a delicate little blush. Look at that. I've got lots of lipstick on this morning. You told me
So you're taking it off there?
Yeah.
And you're doing that?
Yeah, look. Can you see? Oh, my gosh.
Oh.
Is that gorgeous?
They're gorgeous.
Right, okay, last job, hair. I've got you some embroidery thread in here. Doesn't matter what it is, but this is embroidery thread. Take off your ends and just grab one of your lengths. It's gorgeous. And tie this length in the middle of your hair. This is where a glue gun is very much... That's a surgeon's knot. Did you see that?
My brother's a surgeon, but I've never seen him... He just only takes one-handed.
Oh, watch that. I don't forget, I might make these things up, so don't phone me if I got it all wrong.
I'll ask you later.
Yeah. So that's one, and you do it again.
That's right.
And it tightens.
Yes.
Oh, so all us people have had... I haven't had an operation, but if you've had operations, you've had that little surgeon's knot in your body somewhere. And give it just one more knot. And those little ends that are hanging off now will be a fringe. So I wouldn't cut them just yet.
No,
but they will be
a boy doll. That could be a moustache.
It could be a moustache.
Yes, anyway.
And you're going to cut your ends beautifully, the loopy ends.
Yes.
You might not actually cut them all, so don't worry. And just lay it out so it's quite nice. That's gorgeous. And what we're going to do, this is the other major mistake people make. They think hair sits on the top of your head. It doesn't.
Does it not?
No, it doesn't. You don't just have hair on the top of your head, do you, darling?
Oh,
so
no.
what we're going to do is put a dab of glue on the top of her forehead.
Okay.
And then
so it's like when you put a wig on, because you put a wig on forehead front, don't you, and pull it round.
So a little dab of glue there.
Dab of glue.
And then put that little knot there. Those 2 bits will come down as a fringe. You've covered the button, and you're going to take it to the back and put only a little bit, because we're sort of trying to make her look as attractive as possible.
Exactly. If you haven't got a glue gun, could you use one in a tube?
Absolutely, you could. You're going to have to hang around a bit.
Yes.
So I would, yes, of course you can, but I would put a little elastic band around her head to hold it in place. You know, glue it and then put a little elastic band or
Brilliant.
And the last little trick is just pull her hair back and scrubble.
Is that a technical term?
It's a word in my vocabulary. There's quite a few.
Scrubble
And scrunch.
You heard it here first, scrubble.
And on the other side as well, put it back.
Yeah.
You don't want too much glue on. You want to have the hair flowing beautiful.
Yeah.
And there you are. There you are. And then you can plait it and you... Well, actually, I quite like that hair long on her forehead, but I'm just going to cut those two short.
Let's give a little fringe.
Little fringe.
Oh.
And there you are, one gorgeous Spoolie doll.
Put the next two sisters.
Oh!
It is the Mandy Shaw Bet Spoolie doll, £14.95. You get the whole kit. You get the whole kit, right? You get one in each, obviously. You can see two here. You get one. So there may be a colour variation in the serape, in the cape.
But it will always match beautifully. I can't remember which one we put in.
Do they all have the same coloured hair?
Oh, absolutely, yes. They all have brown hair, And the dress is exactly the same, and it's all identical. Done.
OK, brilliant. Right, so now we're moving on.
Oh, yes. Now we're going to move on.
That's what you get in the kit there. That's everything you get in the kit. Everything you need to make the Spoolie doll, you get in the kit. So now we're moving on to the sewing case, yeah?
The sewing case, absolutely.
Sewing case. Right, it also comes as a kit. Oh...
Oh, yeah,
on the back, I've got sewing box kit in big letters there. This comes in a kit there. It's, again, dandelion design. Excuse me. Now, do you get everything you need in here?
There is absolutely everything you need. No needle and no sewing machine thread.
That's everything else.
Absolutely everything else, yeah.
So from this kit, excuse me, we're going to be making this, this is your personal one.
This is my personal one. The one that you're actually going to make is on the table over there. But this is my personal one. And unfortunately, it's full up.
No. But we've already had people saying, oh, I love that little case that the pens came in.
We're making it.
I love that. That'll be another show, won't it?
All the bits that go in the box we're doing on the next show. So it's for your sewing bits. But this one here, we're making a little box.
Yeah.
The little box.
Right, OK, let's just get the little box out. It's on the top there, Jay, there.
But I've half had to make it again anyway to show you girls these lovely things. Right, here we go. This is very, very exciting. Look at this.
Now, you're not going to make the whole thing, are you?
No, I've got it in parts, but I'm going to show you the tricky bits.
Right, but let me just show you around it. Let me just show you. So you've thought of everything, haven't you?
So also, I've got lots of ideas. I must leave that for another day, but it's got little pockets at the top. I've embellished the top of mine with other little words and little charms and little things that pleasure me.
Which we'll do in another...
Yeah, absolutely. But it's got a little tapes around the side for you to put your threads and bits and bobs in. We're also going to make purses and things to go inside it. And it does a zipper, two zips. It's got one zip.
That's fantastic.
I know, it's so exciting. And it stands up like this. That's it, like that. And you can just sort of swing it into class.
So it's got a lovely webbing handle.
Yeah.
And this section on the front, do we get that in the kit as well?
Yeah, everything. And it's made out of linen, wonderful linens, wonderful, lovely natural cottons, wonderful French tapes. It's quality.
Okay,
it's beautiful.
Right, let's go. Remember, it's the kit you're buying. Everything, $32.95, everything comes in the kit.
Right, it's. I'm going to whip through it, but I'm going to hopefully be able to catch all the bits that might trick you up. Yes. The pattern has got all the instructions, and it's also got photographs in it as well, and diagrams.
Yeah,
okay, photographs
sometimes
and diagrams.
Some of your words might not make sense.
Yeah, and also don't forget, the people who find my work most difficult are the people that know how to sew, because I do things in an odd fashion. I break rules, and I do things very quirkily. So you just have to go with my flow.
Right.
What you think I'm going to do next is not correct.
Okay, so what you need to do is don't be like a man who goes to that well-known flat pack shop, go, I know how to make these shelves, do it, and then end up with bits left over. So you follow the instructions. But you may be quirky and you may break the rules, but it works.
It works. Yeah. It absolutely works. So I'd like to come to the irons, because the first thing you're going to do is you're going to transfer this design onto your piece of your linen.
Oh, okay.
And all the kits provide... can have inside them an iron-on transfer, which you can use up to 6 times. So when you finish using this, you could actually cut something out and use it. If you lift the lid of my box up, you see I put my sewing box at the top as well, so you can reuse this transfer.
So you can use the transfer 6 times?
Yeah, up to 6 times, depending on your iron, depending on your fabric. It reacts differently to fabrics and things. Okay. So what you need to do is have a very, very hot iron, really hot iron, and so I've just picked it up. It needs to be shaken around and reactivated, because some irons go to sleep.
Yeah, the one in the dressing room really goes to sleep within seconds.
Yeah, it does. It's a bit posh in there, isn't it? Yeah.
Posh.
I love this.
Thank you.
Yes, we don't love big spongy ironing boards or ancient ironing boards that have got a bevel in the middle. You need, if in doubt, use a flat surface like a chopping board with tea towels on top.
Okay.
So get your iron up to scratch. Make it nice.
Is the steam on or off?
Off steam,
Off
hot iron.
Yes.
Hot iron, okay. I've just bought a new iron, and it's not as good as my old one, so I don't quite know. I'd have to investigate that. So iron-on transfer placed down. Now, I would put a pin on this, and I normally use flower head pins. They're nice and flat and don't upset the iron.
Okay.
So you're not actually just going to iron this like you would do your husband's shirt.
Yes.
You're going to give it a jolly good press.
Okay.
And the hottest part of the iron is in the middle.
Do you have time to iron your husband's shirts?
Oh, no. T-shirt. He's a T-shirt man, darling. He's a T-shirt man. So this has been used about the third attempt. The third time I've used this attempt. Well, third time I've used it, so it's not. And what you mustn't do is lift up the iron and lift up the paper to see if it's working. So you just pull the paper back a bit.
It's worked.
It's magic. It's magic. Look at that.
And you can do that up to 6 times.
But I must just tell you, it loves some fabrics better than others. Some fabrics with a linen dressing it doesn't like so much, you have to apply more heat. Adores calico, so watch out because it goes crazy. But look at that.
Calico.
Look at that.
Okay, we're already limited on this. Half the stock's gone already.
Oh, no. I'll get to it quickly. Let me get to the tricky bit.
There's no rush because we're loving it.
Are you loving it?
I'm
so excited. Can I have my bits back over? Yes, please. So what we're going to do is going to stitch. Now, sometimes, if you're in a bit of a rush or impatient, I can be. It doesn't always come out very clear. That might happen to you. That does happen. Life's like that sometimes. So what you're going to do is grab a little pen because you've got to understand that things aren't always perfect. You know that, don't you?
I know my life.
And we don't want people phoning in and saying, so you just do this, you fill it in where you can't see, and if you can't see at all, just make it up.
I was going to say, if they didn't like those buttons, they could put their own buttons on.
I want you girls to be far more creative and more confident. I'm only here on TV showing you these things because I don't mind if it goes wrong.
Right.
I don't care if things go wrong, I'll just do my own thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I want you to be
But I had a dyeing teacher at college when we were doing printing and everything, and I was making a tablecloth once. I was doing block prints, up, down, up, down, up, down. I got to the end and there were 2 down. And I was like, I've ruined it. She said, no, if you went to a high street store, you wouldn't get one with 2 right there the way up, would you?
No. And it's being creative. It's being creative, and it's also learning. So I've just filled in if it doesn't come out beautifully. Now, we don't know what happens to this. We just know it fades away. So we think it fades away when it's exposed to light. So once you use it, you can't see anything.
Oh, so once you've stitched it, all of that will disappear?
Yeah. So if you hide it in your sewing bag for a whole year, it still stays there. But once you start using it, it goes. So it doesn't stay it's not permanent.
No, can I just say, if you've got one in your basket, please check out. The only way to guarantee you'll get... But basically, if more people put it in your basket than we've got, it'll be the first people to check out that get it in the baskets. If you've rung on the phone, you're fine. But if you've got it in your basket, I'd check out now.
Do check out. And we're just going to stitch this with a back stitch, a simple back stitch. And I will actually quickly show you. Don't worry about your back stitch not being even yet. It will be even the more you do. We want it to be like half a grain of ordinary rice. I get all these posh rices these days.
Long grain rice, do you mean?
Yeah, just ordinary Uncle Ben's. There are other.
Well, I don't know. Mine's always in a bag. I never take it out of the bag. Just drop the bag in for 10 minutes.
I know. No, anyway. What about the microwave stuff? That's good.
Yeah, but it's not very good if you're on Slimming World.
Oh, aren't we allowed to?
It's got points. Anyway,
oh, gosh, this is dangerous. So I'm doing a beautiful little back stitch, okay? And I love stitching with this cotton brode, and I adore stitching with chenille needles number 24, short, sharp, fat, like me, and a large hole to see, because I can't see. And you're going to stitch that with a beautiful little back stitch. There you are. And you can do this in a couple of hours or a little. Always have things like this in your handbag to when you're on the doctor run or the school run, or I do the guitar run.
Not while you're driving, though.
Of course, not while you're driving.
Can I just tell you, it's very, very limited already. We haven't even shown you how to make the bag yet, and it's very, very, very limited.
So there you are. That is a simple back stitch. And if you don't know how, that's confused you, the pattern shows you how to do it. But you can also always YouTube things, and you can get all the stitches going. So that's gorgeous. I'm on YouTube doing all sorts of strange things.
Yes, well, I've noticed. I was up half the night watching you.
Oh, was you?
I've been round her house, I've been round her workroom, I've met her children, I've read her 7 books. Anyway, yes, it's a bit. And we've added each other on social media.
Oh, we're friends, so what comes in the kit is this wonderful foam interfacing. It's like memory foam. Do you want to open the kit out?
Well, am I allowed to do that?
Yes, you can, because, Mandy says. So it's like memory foam, and it's just wonderful stuff. You can scrunch this around. I love my box, because I can put it in my bag and scrunch it around. It springs back to life.
So it is memory foam,
It's memory. Well, I don't know if it's...
Oh no, but it's like in shoes, isn't it? Some shoemates.
Yeah. And this one has actually ironed on one side and the other.
Okay.
So it's gluey.
Gluey.
So it's perfect.
That's it. Gluey.
Yeah.
Gluey. That's another technical.
And so what we're loving with this is...
Okay, so if you've got one in your basket, check out now because there are more of you want this than we've got stock of. Anyway, carry on going.
And so I love the idea of this cross-hatching, okay? And it's very, very easy to do. I saw one of your girls, Lucy, or somebody doing cross-hatching the other day. It's great with a ruler, but sometimes rulers confuse people and make them a little anxious.
There's no rush at all.
Oh, no. And so what I've done for you is an iron-on transfer.
No!
Again, same old thing. You just transfer this onto, you can do it either side, onto your main fabric or this fabric. You just iron it down, and just iron it down nice and firm.
Yeah.
Check it's all okay, and then you get an iron-on transfer.
And that'll disappear as well?
That'll disappear as well. And so you can then iron your top fabric on, your linen, and your base fabric on, and you can use the sewing machine to cross-hatch, it's called.
Yes, I know that one. I know cross-hatching, yes.
Cross-hatch. And it's actually very, very easy. Now, you could, this is a lovely, wonderful tip, I've used ordinary thread in here. You can still vaguely see the lines of the transfer because I only did it last week, but they will fade.
Yes.
But you could use wonderful threads. I have a collection of wonderful threads. Orifil Madeira, all of the ladies, Gutterman, all of them do top stitching threads.
Yes.
And if you top stitched it with this, you get a really gorgeous look.
Oh, yes.
Can you see the really gorgeous look? You'd have to use a 16 needle, which is 100. And you'd have to make sure that the top thread is not in the bobbin. So ordinary thread in the bobbin, gorgeous top thread.
Why is that not in the bobbin?
Because it doesn't like it.
Okay.
We don't want things that don't like each other. No, we don't want to have pairings that aren't correct.
No,
okay.
No. That's why I think you and me are going to be on all. You're on it once a month, aren't you?
Once a month. Yes.
Anyway.
Okay, so there's, look out for these, and they're called wool threads, Lana wool.
Lana wool.
Well,
does that mean wool in another language?
Lana is French for wool.
French
lesson here, girls.
Now, these we love the transfer.
Yes, so do I.
Transfer.
Yes, it's more transfer.
Okay,
it's gorgeous. Okay. So for the base of the box, you're going to have the fabric on the bottom and the top, and you're going to cross-hatch it all the way around. Now, you have got the oval in the middle, and that's your base. You don't have to have the oval if you don't want to. You could cross-hatch if you have a look there, right across. Okay?
Look at this one, please.
But I like the idea of having little secrets, and so I thought I could embroider little initials or I love you. No, I don't keep secrets very well, not even big ones.
No. I'm not going to disperse.
I went to the hairdresser's, the nail technician, and I told all secrets.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Which one were you at?
It's the Bazaar Nails. I just opened.
I'm going to go in and see them.
And I told secrets I should never have told. Anyway, so I like the idea that you've still got this oval here, and you could embroider a little name or initial, or I love you. Or,
and when would you do that at this stage?
I'm one of those girls that stitches whenever I fancy.
Okay.
So some of these ladies, they're going to say, I'd like to stitch beforehand, Mandy. But the reason we don't always stitch beforehand is that if you put that on, it was slightly askew, then your stitching will be askew.
Yes.
So I love a little bit of applique or stitching there if you choose to. So that's an extra. That's not in the pattern.
Of course.
Okay, we are now going to, on the base only, you're going to bind it with bias binding. Now, bias binding has been cut for you.
Oh, fantastic. Have a look at that. I've lost contact with my gallery, so keep looking at the stitches.
And so the bias binding has been cut for you, and it's got a great stretch on here. So you're only going to use the bias binding on the curved edges, on the bottom and the top, okay? And I'm just going to quickly show you how to start and join this bias binding. You start off by folding half a centimetre or quarter of an inch over, and you stitch all the way around.
Yeah.
Don't pull it round, ease it round. And when you come to finish, I'll just do that for you beautifully. When you come to finish, it's got a lovely new machine here. I do like new machines. So when you go around that corner, you're lucky in this case because the binding is very loose weave, so it works beautifully. I just used my foot as a guide, the side of my foot as a guide,
right.
But it should be sort of a chubby quarter of an inch. I use that word a lot.
That's like the chubby haircuts.
Yes, chubby quarter of an inch. And when you come to where you start, I'll just get there and then I'll show you. Oops, I've slightly gone askew-if, but that's fine. When you come to where you start, can you see that's where I started? I'm just going to cut my bias binding slightly over. Now, when you get more experience in things, you could join and start and cut on the bias, but I don't want to cause any more confusion than necessary.
No.
That's not a good thing to do. Okay.
Oh.
That's fine. I'm used to my one lift up.
Of course. Oh, what, you've got to button and it lifts your foot up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I know. It's fine. So do you see what I've done? I've just overlapped it beautifully.
Yes.
Okay. And I did start, it doesn't matter on the base, but I did start it in the middle and the top. Okay. And you're just going to pull this back over. I just love it when this happens. Beautiful.
That's joy of bias binding.
Oh, it's
you're
wonderful.
going round the curves. Beautiful.
So only the top and the bottom do you need to use the bias binding, and you'll see it's slightly different. It's beautiful. And you're just going to slip stitch that in place. So you're just going to tuck it under and slip stitch it in place. And it just slip stitched beautifully. Very, very nicely. I get great pleasure with bias binding. It sparks joy.
Yeah, oh, that's very nice.
Especially a checked bias binding or a striped.
Oh, no, I love a striped one.
Yes,
or a patterned one where you've got lots of stripes and they just go around.
Yeah.
Please check out your basket. It's limited stock now.
Right, so what you're going to do, you're going to do the same with the lid. Okay,
yes.
But you're not going to put the backing of the lid on.
Right.
It also says this in the instructions, and this is where people go wrong. You're not to put your backing on because we will need to put the pocket on our backing.
Right.
Okay, let me have the pocket ready here for you. So you can cross hatch your top, just the top only, so no backing on it.
Yes.
And you can glue on your little embroidery. The instructions are there. We use fusible webbing for that.
Is that in there?
That's all included in the kit.
Yep.
A little bit like this, and you're going to draw the oval on, glue it to the back of your work, cut it out beautifully, and you're going to zigzag your little oval on. Okay. First, and then you're going to put your rick-rack on. Over the top.
It's for posh rick-rack, that, isn't it?
This is very lovely.
In the kit, you get everything. You get all of this. Have a look very quickly. There's the still there. It's got everything in it that you need. The zip, the thread, all of the embroidery thread, everything's in there. Now,
this is dangerous. Rick-rack does not join very well.
Right.
It never does. And so I do everything I can in my power to hide the join. We can't on here, so I always do it on the side. People look at the top and the bottom. Very rarely do they look at the side. And what we're going to do is try and cut your rick-rack, tuck it under and mimic the join. Mimic, like that. And then you can just stitch over the top of that. And you're going to have to hand stitch that in place. Do you see? You're just going to mimic the little rick-racks. Just tuck it under and you're going to have to hand stitch that in place. There's no other way you can join that beautifully.
Okay, I just need to explain. There are now enough people on the phone and on the web that it will sell out. It will sell out.
Right.
So that's why the graphics have come out, because we can only sell, obviously, the amount that we've got. But...
Oh, we have a pattern.
We can sell the pattern, can't we? So if you've got your own fabrics, like your own stuff, we'll carry on showing the demonstration. We've got about 8 minutes left.
Yeah.
We'll carry on showing, but you can buy the pattern. But the joy of this is you get the transfers.
Oh,
in the pattern, don't you?
You get everything in the pattern. So all you need to do is buy the foam interfacing, which you can get most places, and you just have to Google it, and or you can come to us. We've got it at home. You might have stock it soon. I should imagine you would. And you can use your own fabrics. It's very, very easy. Yeah, this is what you get. If you buy the pattern for £7, you get the full instructions and you get the iron-on transfers, don't you? The cross-hatch transfers and the... Just so you know, because the actual kit is now... Well, there's enough for you there, if you all confirm, for it to sell out. So we've taken that out and we're just selling the pattern now. But we'll carry on. We've got about 6 minutes left. Okay, I'll just show you. So that's how you join your rick-rack. There's no way of joining it beautifully. Just tuck it under and it has to be a hand stitch in the same colour thread.
Yes.
Okay. Now we're going to make the inside of the pocket, which is this little piece here.
You're making this look so easy.
Oh, it is actually. There's a few quirky moments in life.
Yes.
And they're coming up. So there's my 7x9. That's the inside. This is my pocket. I've already cut that out for you beautifully and sewn down each side.
Oh, okay.
There's a little measurement. Always remember to snip your corners.
Yeah.
Really don't ever skip on that, girls, because it makes a great finish. Turn it inside out.
So this is that we're making the pocket inside.
Give that a jolly good little press. You can decorate it with a little bit of rick-rack on there like that beautifully. Okay?
How do you attach your rick-rack? Do you zigzag stitch?
No, I sew right through the middle, but if I've got time, I'm going to show this wonderful little stitch.
Oh.
But in my repertoire of loveliness, I always have that stitch.
Okay.
So I will show you. If you don't see it today, you will see it another time. And it's in all my books.
Yes.
In all my books.
Well, if we don't have time today, we'll definitely do it another time.
So what I want you to do, this is what I want you to do next, is to measure 2 inches up. I vaguely know that is. Put your pocket 2 inches up onto the line. This is how I make all my pockets. I don't do all that bagging out. It upsets me. And I stitch and I flip up.
Right.
And I stitch down there.
Yes.
So that is your pocket inside.
Yes.
Okay. Then you can iron it.
But the instructions
yes,
there,
yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Or now, would you be offended if somebody put the pocket on, if they thought, oh, I put the pocket on my way, or would you like?
Oh gosh, no! I enjoy watching them put it on their way. I'm a bitch.
Oh,
am I allowed to say that? No. Oh.
First one out the bag.
Oh no! Will we get fined? We get fined if I sing, don't we?
That's a free pay. That's a free place.
All right.
Just say sorry. It's fine.
I'm
it's
so
absolutely
sorry.
fine. Don't worry.
I'm not always. Yeah. So this is much easier.
Yes.
And you get better results. That's what I do. I cheat to get better results because if you started making a bagged out pocket and then you have to tuck those seams in, it's dangerous. This is much more gorgeous.
Brilliant.
Okay. So you get a really good look. Okay, really nice. There it is there. And then you're going to bind it as you did before with your bias binding.
Yes.
And you're going to stitch it all the way around.
Okay, so that's this. That, in effect,
that's your top all done beautifully. Okay, so that's your top all done beautifully. And now what we're going to do is come to the zip.
Right.
Now what I do in this instance is, you're going to be cross with me, is that I use the continuous zip.
A continuous zip.
So
and that's in the kit as well.
Yes, all in the kit. So I'm going to show you how to do this. Now, whether this works beautifully for me live on TV is another thing. Yes, that's fine. I learned this on a holiday with Stitchtopia when we were in Stitches in Spain. And Debbie, it's wonderful. Debbie was there. She's an upholsterer, and she showed me this, and we all went, "Wow, it's amazing!"
But in Spanish.
In Spanish, yes, indeed. So we need 30 inches of zip. You can get this continuous zip all over the place. But why I wanted this zip was because I wanted two zippers on it, which you can't buy.
Oh, okay.
But if you've got a 30-inch zip, you can use it. But I like the idea of zipping open.
All the way around, yeah.
So what you're going to do is take the zip the right way up, but obviously there is a wrong way and a right way up, and open it out.
Oh.
Yes, I know, it frightens you.
Carol's watching.
And I am actually a right-handed girl.
She went on one of your trips last year and she says she's completely hooked.
We had such a lovely time. We had a wonderful group of ladies. It's an amazing holiday. I hope I get to do it again next year.
Next year. For this year. Anyway, you've opened the zip.
So I've opened the zip up, and what I'm going to do is cut up a centimetre of the right-hand teeth off. Okay. And we're only going to put the zips on with our curly end. There is a straight end and there is a curly end. And I want a zip on at each end.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, listening.
A curly end and a straight end. So what you're going to do is put your zip on here on the left-hand side. And then you're going to offer your cut-off piece into your zip. Hold your... Oh. Did you say it worked?
It worked.
Yeah,
I didn't expect anything less.
Hold the two ends. Look at that.
That was perfect. That was like you practiced it.
But I've got beautiful. This is what I've done, because I know you're going to not even worry about. You're going to worry about this. Look what I've done.
I'm not worried.
But I know what their ladies can be like. Look, I've done it in beautiful photographic form.
Oh, that's a nice zip, isn't it? That pink
it's a nice colour. Yeah.
Lovely colour.
Okay, take that away from me.
Right, just so you know, we've sold out of the kit completely, but we're now selling the pattern. Where should put the pattern? We're selling the pattern for £7, and in the pattern you get the transfers as well. You have to get the fabric and everything else. You get the transfers, and this is what you get. This is what you get inside the pattern. There you go. Right. Okay. Carrying on with the zip.
Right. Okay.
3 minutes left of zippage.
Oh, so right. Well, I want you to continue using the pattern as a guide to put the side on. It's very, very simple. You're just going to decorate it. But we're using straight binding here.
Yes.
But I want to show you how to put the zip on. Now, please don't worry about zips. Don't even think of the word zip. Just do as Maddie says.
Yeah.
Because I do this technique with all my little projects. We don't need to tack or pin, because the zip is going to go up against that binding. It sits there. It doesn't do anything. It can't go anywhere. It just sits there.
Yeah.
It sits there beautifully. So you're going to stitch that on. I'm on the wrong side here, really. You don't even need to use a zipper foot for this particular exercise, okay? Because the foot just sits there beautifully. It's almost like it's made like a little union of two people. It sits together beautifully.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to do a little bit of stitching to show you. So you're going to put... I'll just do that because I'm going to put the whole thing on, because I've already done it for you. Look at that. Did you see?
You've not put a zipper foot on or anything?
No, you don't have to for this particular exercise. Okay. You will in another life. But beautifully, you don't need one, OK? And actually, I'm vaguely better without it. this tip this time. So do you see, because the zip sits beautifully there, and you just stitch. Look at that. Oh. It's gorgeous. So so you're going to put the zip on one straight side, which I've already done for speed and ease. Okay.
Yes.
So that the next bit is putting the zipper onto your curve thing. So don't think about it. Don't stress. Have a cup of tea. Shoulders down, and let's go for it. It's not difficult. So what I've done is I'm just going to start off so I can show you if you get my drift. If I just start off, I can get this underneath here for you. I'll show you, and then I'll get my needle down so it's in position beautifully. Again, exactly the same principle. Because the zipper foot is sitting next door to the binding, it joins. It just sits beautifully. And I'm going to just sew. I know I make it look good because I can sew, but can I just tell you, I've taught this about 5-6 times, and they're doing it, and they can't believe it.
Okay, just show me, because I've only got a minute left.
And I'm going to go round the corner, so I just take this round the corner. Now you can open out your zip completely, because we know how to join it, don't we?
Oh yes, of course.
Take a zipper off, and now we only need, I just put that zipper out of the way. Put that one out of the way, hang on. Just get my zipper out of the way.
Oh, you're right there.
Yep, it's going to go beautifully. And so take that out of the way so you don't have to stress about that piece. It's attached. And look at this. I'm just going to go round and round. Just ease it round. It goes beautifully. Stop, start. That's the secret.
Yes.
Stop, start. Know your machine. And you're going to stop, start, go all the way around. And you don't have to... What people do, my ladies think, oh, I can't do it. I said, get your machine out. Do it now.
Exactly.
Just do it. And if you have to unpick it once, they didn't. If you did, that's no big deal. And it eases round the corners beautifully. Can you see what I'm doing? It eases.
I can see exactly. Remember, this is the Mandy Shaw sewing box pattern we're selling. We've sold out of the sewing box, but we're doing the pattern. Also, don't forget the Spoolie doll, Beck doll as well, which is still available. A few of those are left. We've got to go. We've got to
darling.
go. But you're back in an hour, aren't you?
I'm back in an hour.
We're doing Easter in an hour, aren't we?
We are.
We're doing bunting, we're doing a chicken, we're doing everything. That looks gorgeous. But don't go anywhere. Lucy's coming up next. And what's Lucy making? Oh, Kaffe Fassett.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Beautiful quilt, isn't it? Do not go anywhere. Thank you so much. I've enjoyed every second of it. You'll be back in an hour's time. Go nowhere. In 3 minutes' time, Lucy will be back with a beautiful Kaffe Fassett fabrics in a quilt. We'll see you in 3.
Sewing Quarter is at the very heart of sewing, as we bring you all things sewing and quilting. The team behind us live and breathe sewing day to day. We strive to bring you exclusive offers, exciting live demonstrations, and most importantly, we will custom cut fabric to your specification in our very own cutting room. We will also be bringing you TV exclusives that you won't be able to find anywhere else. So come and join us today at the Sewing Quarter.
Welcome to the Sewing Quarter!
My name is Mandy Shaw, and I describe myself as a maker of all things lovely. I've been sewing all my life, inspired by my family and home, and I just love making. A day doesn't go by without me making something. Oh gosh, I've been sewing since a young child. My mum was always sewing, always making things around me. The table's full of sewing machines and balls of wool and fabric and things. I've never known a day that perhaps I didn't sew. Oh, I just love quilt making. Passionately love quilt making. I love decorating my home, so the quilts all over the settees, chairs, walls, everywhere. But I love beds with layers of quilts and quilts at the end. And I've been making quilts for my babies and now they're grown-up children, but every single surface is covered in a quilt. There's something about nurturing and cuddling. Just love what you make. Don't take notice of the friends and family and things that think it's a bit naff or your stitches aren't quite right. Just make something, love it, learn from it, and change any mistakes next time. Love what you make. Love what you make. This is going to expand sewing and quilting like no one's business. To have a TV programme showing you how to do it, you don't have to go to the library or pick up books. Actually, to see somebody talking about it, sharing their experience and showing you, it's just amazing. I want to work with the Sewing Quarter because I want to be able to share all those wonderful tips I've picked up over the 20 years of me sewing. I've got so many great ideas, and be able to share this with a medium like TV that's in your home and you can record it and watch it time and time again. That's perfect.
Don't forget, shopping with us is easy and simple. You can just contact us at 0800 112 4433 and speak to our UK-based call centre to place an order, or shop online with us at www.sewingquarter.com.
Look, isn't this just fantastic? I am almost speechless, which is, as you know, is unusual for me. The skill, first of all, of making it, the fabrics that we've used, that we've used to make this, I just love it. Lucy's here, Lucy Brennan's here with me. We're going to show you how to make this gorgeous block. Isn't it? I mean, and look at those fabrics. I will take you through all the fabrics in a second, because they're all the Kaffe Fassett collectives. I'll just fold that up. Oh, what? I mean, I've met Kaffe Fassett when he came on this morning. Yeah, I met him when he came on this morning. Let me just go around the back of the table, because we have got jelly rolls, we have got fat quarters, and we have got two amazing books to show you in this hour. What I'll do is I'll come back and I'll go through all the fabrics with you. But I just love a jelly roll. They're just fantastic. The colours are just out of this world, aren't they? Absolutely stunning. I mean, I can't do the whole hour going, because they're beautiful. So we've got, that's the green one. I will be opening these, some of these later on. That's the green one there that's in £42.95. Now remember, they're all 2.5 inches in width, which is 2.5, so that'd be 5 centimetres, 6 and something. I'll read it in a minute in centimetres. Then we've got the other colours here. We've got the blue, we've got the neutral, and we've got the red. I see, have I got two the same there? I think I've got two the same there. Yeah, there we go. We're going to open one of those in a little while, but you know what? Less of me chattering on. I'll take you through the books, I'll take you through the fabrics, but we need to see Lucy. She's been working very, very hard to make... I'll bring this with me. Hello. You. Now, she's a bit worried because she hasn't taken a Tic Tac. She's had lots of coffee since she arrived this morning. I went, don't worry, we'll just do a little peck on the cheeks.
Sorry.
I love this.
I love it too.
When you arrived this morning, we went, come on, Lucy, get your things out your bag, let's have a look. And she pulled this out. Everybody in the office just went, oh, how gorgeous is that? And it is completely gorgeous. Now, it looks completely complicated.
But it isn't.
But it's got partial...
A partial seam. It has a partial seam.
Now, this has got a name, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's called the Bright Hopes block.
Bright Hopes.
Bright Hopes block.
And why is it called Bright
Quilt
Hopes?
Block. It's a traditional quilt block, and it was named after part of some of the lyrics in a hymn.
Oh, very nice.
But I thought it's a lovely name. It's a lovely block to make.
But the fabrics are exquisite, aren't they?
They are.
I mean, these are the Kaffe Fassett Collective Classics. This is the one in blue that you're seeing on your screen now, £42. Now, how many... I'll show you the whole thing. Yeah. How many jelly rolls did you use to make this?
I used one and I had some left over. I had some strips left over.
Oh, wow.
So I've used some white.
Yeah, which isn't in the jelly roll.
Just a plain white, which isn't in the jelly roll. And then just... cut up the jelly roll.
So have you put plain white in the middle of each?
It's in the centre.
But you don't have to do that.
No, you don't have to do that, and you could actually use part of the jelly roll if you wanted to. I think the thing about that is, though, then the pattern disappears slightly.
Oh, okay. So it's that little trick
because that's just the one block. So I like using a solid colour. It wouldn't have to be white. You could use whatever you like.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So start.
And there's there's so many colours you could pick out. Yeah. Any of those colours that went with it. So one of the first things that you said to me was, it's a log cabin block.
All right,
because
show me up.
Because no, because quite rightly, it does look like the start of a log cabin block, but I've made one up just quickly using the jelly roll just to show you the distinction between the log cabin and the Bright Hopes. So this is a log cabin block.
So the quilt you're making me for one of my bedrooms, the log cabin quilt you're making is going to be looking like that.
Yes, it will be looking like that.
And do you just carry on getting bigger and bigger?
So you just get bigger and bigger, and usually you would have a centre square, and then you'd have thinner strips. Right. But I've just used the width of the jelly roll, so one next to it is
I don't
just
mind
is
mine
a square.
being like that if I just give you the jelly roll.
And then you just keep on going round and adding the
Whereas
strips.
this one's different. This is a block that you've made.
Whereas this is different. So if I can show one of the blocks, so each of the squares is a block with the white part in the centre, and you can see there's not one next to it. They're going continuously round the centre part. So there's no one next to it like there is in a log cabin. I haven't really explained that very well, but hopefully you can see what I mean.
Say it again.
So this one has the square going next to it, and it keeps going round continuously, whereas this one has no seam across here.
Yes.
So it just is the 4 parts going round, and that's where the partial seam comes into play.
So that's what we need to learn, isn't it? How to do the partial seam.
Yes, how to do the partial seam. So for this, you need the centre squares. So like I've said, you can do that in white or any plain, colour, or you can, if you want to use the jelly roll for the square, that's fine. The finished block is 6 inches for this one. So the square in the centre is... 6
inches, so what's that in centimetres? Hang on, 15 centimetres.
So the square in the middle I've cut at 2.5 inches.
So that's 6 1/4 centimetres.
And then the strips going round are 4.5 inches.
Which is what in centimetres? That's 4, 2, 8. How many did you say?
4.5 inches.
Hannah will tell us in a second what that is in centimetres.
So your 2.5 inch squares and 4.5 inch strips.
Oh, actually, I can tell this on here, look.
Oh, well, there you go. That makes life easier.
Isn't it? So they are 11.5 centimetres by...
Well,
6, yes.
It's the width of the jelly roll, so you're not having to cut any bits, you're just cutting from...
And I noticed you pinked some of those. Or do they come pinked?
It comes pinked. Oh. This is why I wanted to show the cutting out. I don't want people to think that I've gone around pinking all the edges of my... Because you don't need to do that. No, you don't need to. Got other things to be doing. Yeah, I don't have time for that. So when I take out the jelly roll strip, and I do believe this is a bit shorter because I think I've cut some of it off already. So I just fold it in. So you've got your long strip. I fold it in half. Match those edges, and I cut 2 at a time.
Right.
Because it's quicker.
Yes.
So I'll take a square ruler and I'll be lining up, let's get this right, the 4.5 inch measurement there, and then cutting.
Oh, Lucy, you've got lots of fans in today.
Cutting there.
Nancy loves you.
Oh, hello, Nancy. Thank
she's
you.
What? A northern girl like Nancy.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, well, she's Northwestian.
Well, we both are, aren't we? Yes. So I've cut 2 there. So you just keep going down the length of your jelly roll strip.
So they're all the same size then, the pieces you cut apart from the squares?
Yes, so these are all 4.5. So if you are confident and you're happy cutting, you can do a couple of strips at a time, get 4 at a time, however many you feel comfortable doing. But it is quicker if you can get into the habit of cutting, because if you're cutting 1 at a time, it does take an awfully long time, so it's a bit quicker.
But that's also the joy of a rotary cutter, isn't it? Just because you get the lovely sharp edges, use the ruler, use the rotary cutter, use the cutting mat, and just go for it. Have a cutting session, really.
Absolutely.
So now, for this, would you have cut all of the pieces out before you actually sat down at the sewing machine?
I just sat and cut a whole, I have a cutting session and just cut. I don't even count them, I just went ahead and cut. And these were actually what was left over, so from the jelly roll, so there was quite a bit there. So had I wanted to make it bigger, I just keep adding blocks.
Well, yes, we'll give you the full measurement of the finished article here in a little while. We'll get Jay to get us a tape measure. No rush, Jay. So you can work out how big will you make
how many blocks I made. But that's really up to you.
We've only used one jelly roll for that, though.
Only one jelly roll with quite a fair bit left over, and they're 6 inch finished blocks, so you can work out how many that you need. Okay. But talking about the pinking, because the jelly roll strips do come with this pinked edge on the longer sides, and when you do take the jelly roll out, they can make a little bit of a mess. You do get some little
we'll
pieces
see that in a minute, because
going all over, which we'll see. We'll be covered in
remember
little
the
bits.
Kaffe Fassett Collective Classic Jelly Roll, or Design Roll. The one we're making is in blue, but we've got it in other colours. I'll show you those in a second. Right.
So I'm doing this because I'm just feeling which side is the right side.
And for those who don't understand what that means...
With plain fabrics, it doesn't really matter which side you use, but if you feel the wrong side is just a tiny bit rougher. So
if we were right side and wrong side, who would be right side?
I wouldn't tell. I wouldn't. I don't go around. I'm not particular, but it's...
No, I meant you and me.
Oh, me.
Who's the rough side and who's the smoother side?
No idea. Could differ on a different day, couldn't it? Yeah. So for each block, you want 1 square and 4 logs, I guess you could call them.
Rectangles.
Rectangles, yeah, so 4. So I like to have use different prints for the 4, just because it shows off the pattern nicely.
Does each one have to be the same? As in, just use the same fabric? You just use any 4 fabrics?
I just went wild and just chose whichever ones I like. I did, in some instances, try and do 2 light and 2 dark, because I thought that might, visually be quite interesting, and you could plan it out that way to have 1 half dark and 1 half light, or however you want.
The thing I love about jelly rolls and fat quarters and the craft packs, someone's done all the hard work, because if I walked into a fabric shop, I nearly said jewellery shop there, I've never been in a jewellery shop in my life. If I went into a fabric shop and I saw a roll of that and a roll of that and a roll of that, I wouldn't go, oh, they've making that. Do you know what I mean? Someone's done that for you. Someone's created that lovely collective classic collection together, really.
And they all complement each other really nicely, and it just works really well. And I like just the freedom of being able to do that. So, but you can see if I were to put 2 of the same, you're going to lose the pattern slightly. So although that's a different effect. So it's entirely up to you.
In effect, you have 4 or 5 different fabrics, but it doesn't matter which 5.
No,
as long as
it doesn't really matter.
But you'd always keep your centre one the same. So you've got your
centre square, and I lay it out like this.
Yeah.
So I'm going to sew this, and then I'm going to go round clockwise.
Oh, I see now what you mean by partial seam. Yes.
So what I'm going to do the partial seam first.
Right.
And then I'm going to attach these.
It's like like a child's windmill.
It is a little bit.
I'd call this the windmill block myself.
So this is where the partial seam comes in. And I will just mention as well, you can see this is a 2.5-inch square, whatever that is in centimetres. And you can see these little pink edges just hang over the side.
Yeah.
If I'm to match up the points with the edge of that strip, you can see it then hangs over. So you want to just centre your square. You're almost ignoring those pink points. You just ignore those hanging off the edge.
Rollerblade.
Well, I mean, you can, but who has time for such things? I don't. I just do it like that. So I'm going to sew from the edge to just over halfway.
Okay,
and then I'm going to stop.
You do that then.
So this is our partial seam. And you can, if you want to, take a pin and just mark that position just below halfway. If you wanted to put a pin in there to remind you to stop, you can, but I'm just going to eyeball it. So I'm doing a little back stitch to start off with, and then I'm going to go down to just below halfway and stop. I'm going to do a little back stitch just to secure it, but it's not entirely necessary.
Yeah.
And so there, you might be able to see it better on the back than the front. It's just to there. So not all the way down, just to just below halfway.
Okay.
And that's where I've stopped. Okay, so I do need to press now.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm in the way today.
And I'll tell you now, but I'll show you as we're putting the block together. The thing that I love most, I love the design of this block, but one of the really fabulous things about it is the way the seams lie. So I'm just going to press that away from the white.
Are you pressing to the dark side?
Pressing to the dark side, yes. Just give that a little press there. You don't need to press all the way down, but just at the edges it will help as you're
Did I move just for that?
Sewing. Yes, you did. And you're going to have to keep moving just for that as I go along.
That there and that there, so they don't overlap. Perfect.
So then I mean, as you get confident, if you don't want to press in between, you don't necessarily have to. But I think that you should. So, so the next, so that's the top bit.
Okay, so hang on.
So that was my 12 o'clock.
Yeah, so the
bit I didn't stitch is there.
Yeah, I've got that. Let's just have a look. There you go.
Under
Perfect.
there. Yeah. So now I'm going to sew the 3 o'clock.
Okay, so
along
this
here.
We'll say it's 6 o'clock.
So this side is that's secure.
Yes,
that's been stitched. Okay. So now I can just sew these two together. So I put them right sides together, and I'm going to sew from this end.
Yes.
So that to keep that seam nice.
Right.
Just makes it a bit easier. So you can pin if you want to, and again you want to line up just so those pinked edge, so it's in the centre. The pinked edges are just hanging over.
The question I was asking before is, would you, if you were new, would you get your rotary cutter and take all the pinked edges off?
Well, I wouldn't, just because it's too time consuming.
John, don't be so stupid.
It's okay just to have them, just to have them like that. It's fine. That's, it's just what Joe. It isn't exactly 2.5 inches because those pinked sections hang over.
Of course.
So.
Right, Sharon's messaged in with a tip. When your jelly roll is still rolled up, to get rid of all the pinked edges.
Yes.
Oh, why didn't you think of this?
Go on.
Right, before you even unroll it, get a lint roller and roll over the edges.
Marvellous.
Sharon.
Marvellous.
Sharon in South Yorkshire, that was.
That is thank you, Sharon. Thank you. That's exactly what we should be doing that. That's exactly what I'm going to do next time. That's a great idea. That's wonderful.
No, I quite like the fact we're going to open and get dust all over us.
Just press that. So again, I'm just pressing to the dark side. So then there's going to be no seams in that square. It's all the seams are going away from the centre there. So I'll just give that a quick press. And then come back. And you don't really get confused because you know that's where you started.
Yes.
And I'm just going to add the next one. And I'm going to do it in the same way and sew down that way with the seam.
Yes.
So it's not getting in the way.
Because if you were to stitch the other way up, there's the chance that the seam could get caught.
It can get caught and it's just awkward. So I just turn it that way so I always have the seam facing me. Just sort of makes life easier. So I just back stitch at the beginning.
The fabrics are lovely to work with as well, aren't they? It's a really gorgeous cotton, isn't it?
It is. I'm going to press again. Okay. Sorry, I'm going to keep you on your toes today.
Rather than go to the gym. Rather than go to the gym. While you're ironing that, because we've seen you iron, which one would you like to see? This one. This is the book that is available in this hour. And in the next hour with the Kaffe Fassett. Now, these are quilts in Italy.
One of my favourite places.
Oh, is it?
How lovely. I love Italy.
Right. Now, here we go. Oh, sorry. If you have a look at the book, right? This would make a coffee table book, wouldn't it? This is just beautiful. Not only the photographs, just exquisite. Look at the inspiration that gives you. Now, we can bring you these Kaffe Fassett books at an incredibly, what's the word I'm looking for? Competitive price. Competitive price. Aren't they just lovely? Now, where are the photographs taken, Hannah? Chicatera. I'll check that. I will check it, but... It's 3 coastal towns that you can walk between. Now, but look, there's instructions as well. Not just gorgeous, gorgeous pictures. There are instructions. Look at that, you see. That now, Mother's Day. How far away is Mother's Day? That is make a beautiful gift, wouldn't it? Oh, I love all of them. Okay, I'll let you. So it's 14. I was getting carried away then. £14.95. I'll just put that over there.
Okay, so we've come to the sewing on the last bit. Not quite nearly. So we're going to sew on the last one. So we just need to move that bit out of the way.
Okay.
So we just move that back.
We need to move that one out the way, so we move it out the way.
And do this one.
Yeah.
So just the same as the others. You just want to make sure that don't catch that.
Yes. Well, could you pin it back if you wanted to?
You could pin it back, yes, absolutely. And you can pin, if you want to pin your corners, do as I say, not as I do. That makes you more comfortable.
So it's going to be interesting now, the next one, because you've got that flappy bit that you've got pinned back, haven't you?
So we've got
That's a technical term, flappy bit, yes.
I'm going to press that one.
Oh. Nobody warned me that this show was going to be like this.
Sorry.
This is called the quilting dance.
Just a quick, yes.
The do-si-do.
So now, all we need to do now is finish that seam off.
How?
Just like that.
Do that again.
Okay.
Let it flap again.
So it's
because
like
I thought
that.
it would be twisted.
No, it's like that. It's just hanging off.
Yes.
And then we just fold it back like that. So you do have a little bit of a sort of fold, you know, here from this seam, and that's why I like to just go down to just past halfway, because I think it makes joining this bit slightly easier. If you stop too far up here, it then does become tricky. But if you've gone just past halfway, then you can just finish off that seam. So you want to back stitch, you know, you want to start over where you've already sewn.
Yes.
Just back stitch to secure it and then sew all the way down.
Okay, lovely. Oh, that's because I thought there was going to be some really complicated manoeuvre.
I know. But I actually think the finished block, it does, you know, even to somebody that sews, it does look tricky. And actually, it's quite simple, which is nice.
Which is nice.
And these are so fun to do and very, very easy. And I am going to show you just a very quick way to chain piece them as well, which makes it...
To do what, sorry?
Even faster. Chain piecing.
Oh, yes. What I'm going to do, though, is now that we make that... So that's one block.
So that's one block there.
That's one block. We're going to come back and make more blocks with you in a minute.
Yes.
But lots of people are asking if they can see the fabric. You don't mind if I just leave you for a
second? I don't mind
second?
at all. I might just start.
All right, but we'll make another one with the viewers
I'm just repeating what I've done. Yes, we'll make another one.
All right, brilliant. Now, if we just come over here... Oh, where's that appeared from? I didn't know that wasn't there earlier. I'll just put that back. Oh, hang on, where's the other book gone? I left my Italian book there. If you just have a look at these two gorgeous books I've got and the fabric. So, what we're starting with, we've got the Jelly Roll in blue. The Jelly Roll in blue. Now, I won't open this one because you've actually seen all the fabrics that Lucy's using there. Now, I'll just explain, there are 30 strips of fabric in here. There are 30 pieces in there. They all measure, I'll give you doing the right, 2.5 inches by 44 inches, which is 6.4 centimetres by 111.8 centimetres. They're all 100% cotton. They are free spirit. Now, they are the Kaffe Fassett collective. So you've got all those beautiful fabrics that all go so beautifully together. I mean, you can tell, you know Kaffe Fassett, he's an artist, he knows everything. I mean, the history, all the qualifications, the jobs he's done, all the people he's worked with. He used to design for Missoni, you see. And I mean, all these things about him, which are just fantastic, aren't they? So that's the blue one. That's the blue one. Now, actually, is that my blue fat quarter? Let's go through the blue fat quarter now. So we also have fat quarters for sale in this hour. So this is, if you didn't want to do the strips, if you want to do something else with the fabric, then we have the fat quarter. So this is the blue fat quarter. Oh, you get 5 pieces. Now, look. I haven't got an overhead camera here, have I? Look at these. Look at all these beautiful prints on here. Now, I'm going to need to open a couple of these because you can't really see that one, can you? When it's folded up, don't they go together beautifully? So this is the fat quarter. You get 5 pieces. This is the blue one, obviously. £21.95. Right, look. I love. That beautiful fabric, it's gorgeous, isn't it? Okay, there was a bit of an issue there with my microphone, I do apologise. So you've got the polka dot, you've got that kind of ovoid eclipse shape on that one. Beautiful pansy one. Look at the gorgeous pansy one there. They're just, I mean, look at that, how beautifully they're together. And then look at that one next to it. The psychedelic flowers, they are. Hannah will like that one. £21. So that is the blue fat quarter. That's the blue fat quarter with the 5 pieces of fabric in there. So I'll just put that one over there, next to there. So, Oh, here's the still of the blue. Here's, oh, look, aren't they gorgeous? £21.95. Just give us a call, 0800 112 4433, or of course you can go on the web, www.sewingquarter.com. Make sure you check out your baskets, though. People are multi-buying. People are multi-buying in this hour. So what colour shall I go to next, then? Green. Green. So this is the green jelly roll, design roll. Again, with the 30 pieces of fabric in it there. Aren't they lovely? Now, I will open one of these. In fact, I'm going to open the neutral one in a second. We'll open the neutral one just so you can see what you get in it. 30 pieces of fabric. The colours... Well, here, I've got a fat quarter. I've got the green fat quarter so you can see the colours. Beautiful. Look at them. There's the 5 pieces. That's not the jelly roll. That is the fat quarter there. That's the Kaffe Fassett Collective... hang on, I'll just get the fat quarter graphics in for you there. Because you get the 5 pieces. Look at them. Aren't they just exquisite? Now, there you go. You've got the fat quarter across the bottom. 5 designs. £21.95. I love, love. Now, you'll get the same fabrics in the jelly roll, but more. You'll get more, won't you, in the jelly roll? Because, look, that's just 5 of the fabrics there. We want all of these. They are the Kaffe Fassett Collective Classic. That is the green fat quarter there. I love it. I love it. Because the thing is, we love the jelly roll. We absolutely adore a jelly roll. But if you wanted to make something bigger out of it, with the fat quarters, then at least you have the quarter of a yard, don't you, really? That's beautiful. That's the green. Right, and then the green jelly roll here. Right, I want to open a jelly roll. Can we go to neutral next? Natural. Right, this is the natural jelly roll. Right. Are you ready? Are you ready? Oh, I might need... Oh, no, hang on. Oh, it's very... I might need some scissors. No. Oh, no, there we go. And then there's the elastic. Because, you know, once you've opened the jelly roll, you can never put it back together again, can you? I'm just going to take that off there. Right, watch. Watch these fabrics that come out here. I'm just going to take it out like, oh, my word. Look at the colours. Now, obviously, you're going to get repeats in this 30. Oh, I love this. How beautiful is that? The chrysanthemum print there. Then you've got that wonderful geometric one I just showed you. Look at these. It's like opening a treasure chest, isn't it? Of all the lovely jewel colours within. Now, this is the natural one I think I've opened here. Yep, this is the classics natural. These are all the fabrics you get in the jelly. It's £42.95. Oh. I'm sorry, I'm getting overexcited. These fabrics are just incredible, aren't they? They're the Kaffe Fassett Collective and the Classic Collective, and this one's in the neutral. And the thing is, at neutral, there's anything but neutral, isn't it? Because the colours are... Look at that chocolate brown. Look at that gorgeous chocolate brown ovoid one there. And now, like I say, someone else has done all the hard work and chosen all the fabrics for you. I just love them. I love them. You see, the thing is, if jelly rolls, design rolls, I know... That is just incredible. And look how beautifully they go together. Look how sumptuous that is. £42.95. So you get 30 strips of 40. That is just incredible. Breathtaking. Absolutely breathtaking. So that is the neutral jelly roll. So this is how it'll arrive with you in the jelly roll like that. I don't have a fat quarter of that, I'm afraid. That's all sold out. That is incredible. I will go back to Lucy in a second. I've just got one more to show you. Then look at this. Look at this. This is the red. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm really tempted to open it, but maybe I won't. Maybe I'll wait. Maybe I'll wait, that one. That's the red one there, £42.95. You get 30 strips of the fabric, look. Oh, the ribbon might just fall off. Oh, no, look, the ribbon's fallen off. And the elastic band's broken as well. Oh, my word, look at the colours. Oh, this is... let me just move the neutral onto one side. The colours I love these. You know the log cabin one you're making me, Lucy?
Yes.
I might change my mind. I might have I'll have one of them in these colours, if that's all right.
Okay.
In the red, yes. One of them in the red. And one in... Oh, look. I'm sorry, I just have to show you again. I know this might be a little bit tedious for you at home to see, but I'm just in love with all of these fabrics. Oh, look at that one. They are stunning, aren't they? Now, you do get a couple of each design, look. But there are 30 strips in there, 30 pieces of fabric. Oh, look, that one is amazing. Oh, then that one, the geometric, multicoloured geometric. Oh, now, Hannah's thinking that looks like sand in a jar. When you go on your holiday and they do coloured sands in a jar of the beachscape and things like that, the quality of this cotton is just... See, I have to be your hands, don't I? So you can feel those. Look at the colours in there. Again, look how sumptuous all those colours are. Aren't they incredible? £42.95. £42.95. Right, don't forget the books. I've shown you the Italian one. I'll come back in a minute because we've got to go back to Lucy. It's her show, really, and show you the bold blooms one. OK, and have I got the red fat? Oh, yes, there's the red fat quarter there. There, so just have a look at those. There we go. Right, OK, let's pop back. There's your red fat quarter on the screen now. Oh, blimey, you've been busy.
They've grown.
Yes.
So I've just made a couple more, and I'll make another one now, just because I want to show how they go together.
Of course,
as well.
Of course.
So I'll do one more,
yes.
And let's see if we can pull out some of the prints that we haven't used already.
But that's the fun bit, isn't it? When you are the jelly roll. Now, would you just do it like this at home, or would you have laid them all out? I
had all the strips, and I did separate them into light and
dark, but
just so I would get a nice mix. And I just had it next to me, and I just kept adding it, and I just was checking as I was going along that I wasn't adding one to a block that was already in the block.
Right.
That was the only thing. But I didn't lay them all out as I was going along. I'm just showing you this because when you make the first one, it helps to do it that way. And then when you're comfortable and you know what you're doing, you can just keep going. And I'll talk about how to chain piece them as well.
Yes, chain piece. And I'd like to see the partial...
The partial seam again.
Yes. Because I thought that was going to be really complicated. It turned out to be very simple, didn't it?
So you've got the square and the 4 rectangles.
Yes.
And I've just laid them out in a clockwise to me direction. And then I'm going to sew the square to the first rectangle, and I'm just going to sew from the end to just past halfway. Yes. Just past the halfway point. So
OK, I'll let you do that before I did you say there was a question coming? Right, well, can we just do the stitching first and then I'll ask... Is it a question for Lucy? OK.
OK, I'll do this bit.
OK.
So just, in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a pin in because then, it'll just be really clear. There we go. So to about there. It's not precise.
Yes. Right. First of all, lots of people are ringing in about the different sizes and measurements. If you've got any questions like that, you can just ring the call centre, 0800 112 44 33. They'll be able to answer your question. And Barbara said, would it be wise to wash the jelly rolls before you use them?
No, please don't.
No, please don't, Barbara.
Only because they're such small pieces, and even though you've got those pinked edges... I just think it would, even if you'd use the lint roller, which is a fabulous idea, I still think it would just make a bit of a mess to wash them. I think if you did want to do anything with them, you could just give them a soak, or wash them by hand. And I mean, I know some people do put pre-cuts like in a laundry bag and wash them, but these fabrics have all been treated, so the colours won't run on them. And my personal preference is not to.
Well, they're such good quality.
I think it would be very hard. You might get a little bit caught in the machine or something like that. Yes. I think it's probably more hazardous to do that than it is.
And then you've got to iron them all afterwards, haven't you?
And then you'd have to iron them all afterwards. And you get a lot of strips in this.
30 strips, exactly.
Yes. So I think that's a bit much. So there. So I've sewn just down to...
Sorry. No, it's your show. And there's the code there. But Anne wanted the code for the green fat quarter. There's the code for the green fat quarter, £21.95. No, it's important. You go ahead then.
And now I'm going to have to...
Oh. I keep trying to get that out to measure it for
things difficult. I'm so sorry. You can do that while I'm No, it's only a quick press. No, you're not.
I do. Just iron that.
Okay, I'm going to iron it. I'll just press it. So I'm pressing away from the square towards the print.
Yes.
So I've used white, and if I press it this way, I don't know if it's going to pick it up on my dark top.
No, because you've got a dark top of
But there, you can, you can see, and if it's a darker fabric, you can see that seam sometimes. So I'm going to press it away. But the really nice thing about doing it this way as well is when you come to put it all together, it does, you haven't got your seams in the way.
Yes.
Lucy. Okay, so we've done that bit. This is the bit that's not sewn together here.
Yeah.
And so we're going to sew the part that is sewn together to the next
one.
Rectangle. So just right sides together. Then rather than sewing it this way, I like to just flip and sew it this way down so I'm not going against that seam.
Of course, yeah.
And I will say, I've been back stitching at the beginning, but of course I'm going to go over that seam. So you don't have to, but I would always at the end, just for security purposes. So you can see then that's just going to go over that seam really nicely there.
I'm just trying to find the name of that town. Chiaroscuro. That's where Hannah's been. It's where I'll show you in a minute all the pictures in this.
See how I'm not embarrassing myself by trying to pronounce.
No, I just do that. Don't worry. That's
I'll let you do it. Yeah. So I'm just going to press that again. And even though this is going towards the light side, it's better going that way. That they're all going the same way then. So that's that one, and then I'm just carrying on.
Yep.
The third one, and these ones are all just simple seams, and again I'm going to sew it from that side.
Yeah.
So I'm going with the seam.
Right. I'll spell it because everyone's questioning now this place in Italy. Well, how did you say it, Hannah? I'm not even going to say. There's no T's in it at all. It's Chiaroscuro. It's a coastal. They're coastal towns, are they? Let me have a look. Apparently, there's a picture of the coast. And then what you do is there are little towns, and you walk between them. When did you go there, then, Hannah? Oh, look beautiful. I mean, the colours of the town itself are inspirational towards the Kaffe Fassett fabrics, everything. It's a beautiful book. It's called the Kaffe Fassett Quilts in Italy. The graphics will come up in a second for you. Very, very competitively priced as well at £14.95.
Have you shown the back? Show the back. There he is.
There he is. The main man, shirt. Look at his shirt matching in with the outfits. With his outfit matching in with the quilts. Lovely. Okay. Right, so where are we up to?
Okay, so we're going to sew the last one. The last rectangle to be sewn on. It's not the last seam. So you just need to make sure that part, you just pull that back.
Yes.
And put those right sides together, and you're sewing down here. You just want to make sure that stays out of the way. And then I'm going to sew from that side so that my seam doesn't get caught.
The fabric Lucy's using here, that is the Kaffe Fassett. It's the jelly roll in blue, the collective classic jelly roll, design roll in blue, £42.95.
I've just caught it there in the corner.
And then we've got a fat quarter that matches it there across the bottom. That's the £21.95. They're the blues. I will go through all the other colours with you again in a minute, but we're going to see from Lucy how you finish off this block. High hopes.
Bright hopes.
Bright hopes. Bright hopes.
I like high hopes as well, though.
That's High Hopes. That's a Frank Sinatra song, isn't it?
It's lovely.
And then this is the a bit that I thought was going to be complicated.
So now we just have that seam to finish off. So that's the partial seam. So we sewed part of that at the beginning, and now we just need to finish that seam. So to do that, we just literally need to turn it so that the right sides are together. And we're just going to sew along and finish off that seam.
Somebody starts with sewing machine using it's the Elna 680. The Elna 680. It's on the website. Pop to the website and have a look there.
It's the one that I
now
have.
Oh, yes, you've got it now, haven't you?
I've got it. It's incredible. Yeah.
And was there a special reason? Have we missed your birthday?
It was my birthday, and my dad and my nan very, very kindly clubbed together and bought it for me.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
Be on the website if you want to see that one. They're all the machines we do on the website. So hang on, before you sew, when was your birthday? Did we miss it since we've been here?
No, it was.
Fine.
It was January.
Oh, that's
fine.
January.
We're okay. So I didn't just say this time. You do need to start on top of the stitching that you've already done.
Okay.
You don't want to start where you ended your stitches, just to keep it secure.
Yeah.
So just start over the top of your stitches and just do a little back stitch to secure that. All the way down to the end. Back stitch again. So there's no real twisting, there's nothing particularly complicated, it doesn't get in the way, but it does look, you know, it gives a beautiful finished look to the block, which I haven't pressed, so I'm just going to...
that's what I'm
I know, you're so good. I'm just going to press that quickly.
Because now, after you've done that, you're going to show us how we start making the quilt itself.
Yes, how to put these blocks together.
Are there any partial seams?
No. You probably could if you wanted. I'm not sure how you do that, but I can't think about that just now. So I will just show the back of the block very quickly. I know some people like to see that, are interested in how that looks. So you can see all these seams are pressed away from the square, from the centre square,
very neat.
Going outwards. It is very neat.
And nobody will ever see it.
It's a shame, isn't it? I might do a reverse, do one that's
I had to
back
design
to front
a shirt.
for like texture.
Yeah, a few years ago that went. Oh, well, I won't say because you'll only go, oh, John. But when I went to Jackie Collins's house and stayed at Jackie Collins's, I had a Marnie shirt which was patchwork, but the patchwork was inside out, so it was all raw on the outside.
Yeah, especially I do a lot of hand sewing, and I can be very proud of some of the, where the points have met and how I've done.
Will you be doing hand sewing on my quilts?
Of course, of course. So now I've done 4 blocks.
Let me just show you though. This is where we're heading for, isn't it? With this, I will measure this for you. I promise I'll measure that for you in a second as well. I've got it.
I've got a feeling it's about 36 by 48. Inches.
This was one... I'm just measuring it, first of all. This was one jelly roll, and it's 120 centimetres, which is 47 inches that direction, and 36 inches in that direction, which is 92 centimetres. Okay. Right, so this is what we're heading for this. This is using the blue jelly roll. We made the whole of this, before we do that...
Yep.
The whole of this, plus leftovers,
yes,
out of one jelly roll with the 30 pieces of fabric in.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 by 6
blocks. And that's each of those is a block, isn't it?
And each of those is a block. I'm just going to talk about chain piecing very quickly because I realised I didn't do that while I was sewing that long block. Okay, so if you want to make it go a little bit quicker, just sew a little bit faster, I like chain piecing because it means I can get all those blocks done, not doing one at a time,
right.
and it goes together much more quickly. You cannot, however, chain piece the partial seams.
No.
It's too difficult. You could finish, pull it back, and then start if you wanted to, but that's just as messy as it is to just chop it. So I just did the partial seam bits, one at a time, and then when I'm come to add the strips, I just would add one. I just would pick it up from a pile I had next to my sewing machine, do that one. come to the end, get the next one ready, and just keep on sewing, keep sewing. So I would do that for each of the 3 remaining rectangles.
Right.
And I did that all the way. And then finishing the seams, I could chain that as well. But it's just that initial one is a bit trickier. You can't just sort of keep going. So that's how I chain pieced. And when you had gone over there, I got those 2 done quickly because that's what I was doing. I was chain piecing them. So then when it comes to putting the blocks together, the really nice thing is there's no seams to match up other than the corner where the blocks themselves meet.
Oh, yes.
You're not matching any of these seams. So any which way you sew them together, there's no seams to meet up. So long as you're matching up the top and the bottom of the block, you're good to go.
It'd be different if you were matching like that, wouldn't it? But that's not the pattern, is it?
No.
No.
You could start doing something new. Well, you could put them in rows and then offset one if you wanted to do that, but you're making more work for yourself.
Yes,
Why would you do
exactly.
that? So this is the kind of fun bit. You can lay them out and...
Well, I was going to say, you would lay them out, wouldn't you? Because that immediately you've got two same fabrics together. And it doesn't matter if you do, but if you want it to all look different...
No, I don't like... You know, I would prefer to avoid that wherever possible. And I believe I have achieved it in that there are none that are going together. But I did have quite a lot of fun laying it out on my floor, you know. Yes. And doing that.
The corners...
that doesn't count because it's not right next to each other, is it?
You carry on then.
I think look, he's trying to catch me out.
Never.
So to sew these, if I'm going to sew these together, you would sew however many you've done, lay it out.
What's the matter?
Lay it out. Get it to a place that you're happy with.
Yes.
I always, whether I'm laying out a block or laying out a quilt, I always take a picture of it. Because inevitably, you know, it will move around and I want to check that I've sewn it in the... You know, if I've spent time laying it out, I want to be happy with it. So I'll just take a picture with my phone and then sometimes I'll take the picture in black and white as well. So I've got the contrast. I want to see the contrast of where the light and dark is so I can move those around as well. So I do spend quite a bit of time.
I was going to say, but if you're making...
Even when it's, you know, sort of... got a scrappy look to it. There's no intentionality. There is.
Is that a word?
I don't know.
Intentionality is that a word?
So. I still played around.
So if you're
with
making
those blocks.
huge one for a king size bed, you'd have to stand on top of a chair to take a picture, so you're high enough up to get it all in.
I have done that. Yes.
I can imagine.
Yeah, I have.
Right. Okay.
So sewing the box together, you lay it all out and you sew into rows.
Yes.
So you just do that. So I'm just going to sew that block to that block and that block to that block, and then
you can tailgate this. You could no, it's not called tailgate. You could show us how.
I can chain. I'll chain.
What is it called?
Chain piecing.
Chain piecing. Oh, I will learn.
I'm not going into battle.
Well,
yes, you never know. So I'm going to sew down this seam, and now, as I showed you before, when I was sewing, you know, the square, I was sewing with the seam, not against it, and I turned over. So when I'm going to sew these blocks together, I have got one going one way and one going the other. So I always want it going with the direction of my machine, and the one that's going the wrong way, facing up, then I can see that I'm not catching that seam.
Of course.
And it just means that when you come to press, when you come to baste your quilt, you haven't got lumpy bits in it. So it isn't always possible. No. But the wonderful thing about this block is it is possible. So I'm going to do that.
The fabric you're using is the Kaffe Fassett Jelly Roll in blue, which is turning out to be the most popular of all of them of the hour so far. We've got a few minutes left. I will take you through all the fabrics again because there's so much to show you and you're loving all the different colours. So I will take you through all those and again. But we'll just finish off the stitching with Lucy this side. There's no rush, don't we?
No, I'm just going fast because I can.
Oh!
So I've sewn those two, and now I'm going to take these two and...
Because I can.
Because I can. And chain piece these. So again, I'm just checking that seam that's going that way is underneath, and the other one's on top.
A friend of mine directs Coronation Street. Do you want me to get your part in the factory?
Oh, I would love that.
Oh, I'll see what I can do.
I love that. I really would.
I'll get you sat next to Sally Webster.
That's... filmed in my hometown. It's a city, obviously.
Yes. Not in the village,
not
just down the road to you.
It's a village, no. So this is what I'm doing to chain piece. So I've lifted my foot, put the fabric underneath. I've ended that one that's behind, and I'm just going to sew. I still will back stitch to secure the edge.
Any questions about any of the measurements that we've used, please either ring us 0800 112 4433 or drop us a line at studio@sewingquarter.com, studio@sewingquarter.com, and they will be answered. Promise you that, they will be answered.
That's it. So then all you have to do then is snip the threads in between. And when you're chain piecing the blocks themselves, if you decided to do that, you do need to you're adding one rectangle at a time, and then you need to snip the threads in between each one. So I gave that job to my children.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Do you not press it at that?
My little helpers on half term.
Do you not press it at that point?
Yes, we'll give these a press. Now this, I chose to press open because you've got the two seams in there. If you wanted to have one go one way and one the other, that's entirely up to you.
Okay.
I did press these
Can you
ones
iron that
open.
in 1 minute and finish the block off in 1 minute, do you think?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. It's
no rush, but you've got 1 minute.
No. It's
30 seconds now.
easy to press these open. Don't say that. I'll just show you how to put them together.
Oof, yes, 20 seconds.
Okay.
No pressure.
Okay. Well, just imagine that's been really pressed really beautifully.
Yes, it has been.
And then I would still check I was happy. I know that's different from how we had them before.
Yes, because you haven't taken your picture with your phone.
I didn't take my picture, but I'm happy with it like that. So then I put those two right sides together, and then I've pressed these open. So I just want to check that seam there is going to meet. So I just fold it back a little bit to check that seam's going to meet, and then I pin diagonally, but again it's up to you if you wanted to have two pins in there. You've got no other seams to match up. It's wonderful. No other seams to match up, so you're just checking that your edges are meeting and just sew all the way down that side.
You would do long strips, would you? So if it was 8 along, would you do eight strips across?
Yeah, sometimes I sew in columns. It's a whole other thing. It's a good idea to get in the habit of rows first.
Brilliant. Thank you. You're back in an hour. We're going to make a cushion in an hour,
yes,
aren't we?
We are.
Have a look at this. There's a lovely still here. That's the fat quarter of the blue fabrics that we've just been using. And I'll show you those on here now in live. This is the fat quarter of the blue fabric. Now, obviously, Lucy used the jelly roll, the blue jelly roll, but this is the fat quarter of five fabrics here. The really lovely pansy, the ovoid, the psychedelic flowers, the big, beautiful floral print there, and the big polka dot. So that there, £21.95, that is the blue fat quarter of 5 fabrics. Beautiful, isn't it? Okay. So then this is the blue jelly roll that Lucy's actually used for the whole... I'm not going to open it. That Lucy's actually used. Now, that whole quilt that Lucy made over there, she got out of this one jelly roll with some left over. So that's £42.95. You get 30 strips of oh no, I've got to get this right because I've got to do the metric as well. They're 2.5 inches wide by 44 inches in length, which means 6.4 centimetres by 111 centimetres. Gorgeous. So that's the blue. Now, at the moment, that is proving, the blue jelly roll is proving to be the most popular. The reason I'm showing you the fat quarter as well is maybe you're not doing a Bright Hopes, maybe you're doing a cushion, maybe you're doing something else, and you want bigger pieces of fabric. Well, this is the other option, the fat quarter there. So that's the blue one. Now, I'm going here next. These are the red ones, right? This is the red one. This is the most beautiful collection of fabrics. They're so sumptuous and gorgeous and stylish. And this is the Kaffe Fassett jelly roll. I've opened it, obviously. 30 pieces of fabric there for £42.95. So you can create your log cabin, you can create your Bright Hopes, you can create anything, or any kind of patchwork that you want to do. They're already cut into strips for you. And look at the colours. Look at those beautiful colours. It is the Kaffe Fassett. There you go. That's what you wanted to see. It is the Kaffe Fassett Collective Classic Jelly Roll in red. £42.95. Now, I have to warn you, they are selling very, very quickly. So that is the jelly roll in the red. This is the fat quarter in the red. Now, there's a lot of orange in the red, orange and pink, which I love red, orange and pink together. Really, really beautiful colours. So that there is the red fat quarter. That's the red fat quarter there. Really, really lovely, isn't it? Beautiful, beautiful colours. £21.95. 5 pieces of fabric there. That's lovely. Right, we're going to green next. We're going to the green next. So I'll just push that to one side. That lovely jelly roll that I've opened, put that there. This is the green. This is beautiful, isn't it? Oh, hang on. That's the jelly roll there. That's the jelly roll of the green. Second most popular so far. Second most popular so far. So that's the jelly roll, or the jelly design there. 30 pieces of fabric, 2.5 inches wide, £42.95. I'll just spin it around so you can see all the gorgeous colours in there. Second most popular so far. And this is the green fat quarter. Now, I've opened these so you can just see the fabrics. They're just out of this world. Now, you see, when you saw that, if you were to see those in a fabric shop, you'd think, oh, I couldn't put those together. Look how exquisite they look together. Someone else has done the work for you. When do you get the chance to even see fabrics like this? The Kaffe Fassett collective fabrics are just out of this world. They're really, really stunning. So that is the green. Lots of you coming in for this one. The green fat quarter. That's the green fat quarter I'm showing you now. And also there's the green jelly roll available where you get 30 strips of fabric at 2.5 inches wide. So that's lovely. I've got one more here. So this is the natural. Neutral, thank you. I was waiting for my producer to help me, but she's...
so natural.
It's lovely, isn't it? Neutral. Now, who's been messing with my fabrics, Ginger Mike, while I've been away? Look at the jelly roll. Look at what you get in this fantastic... These are the most unexpected ones, aren't they, in the neutral? Because you expect the neutral to be like beiges and things like that. Look at that chocolate brown. Look how rich that chocolate brown is there. And then this has got the daisies on it, but it's got a carnation on it there as well. I love these. This is the fat quarter in the natural. We do neutral. We don't have a fat quarter. They've all sold out, I'm afraid. Those beautiful, beautiful, beautiful fabrics. Don't go anywhere. We'll talk more about the fabrics because Lucy's back making a cushion in an hour's time. But for now, we've got Mandy. She's got a trolley load of stuff. We are celebrating Easter for the next hour. Go nowhere. Get yourself a cup of tea. Be back here in 3 minutes.
The Sewing Quarter is a new inspirational sewing and quilting channel here to help educate our viewers with some of the best designers in the business. We hope to bring you some exciting demonstrations with some of the top industry experts. We're part of the Immediate Media family. Immediate Media is a fast-growing multi-platform company who operate some of the most loved brands across the UK. Our brands range from our first TV shopping channel adventure with Jewellery Maker to several successful magazines such as Simply Sewing, Radio Times, BBC Good Food and many more. We've been working incredibly hard to set up and bring you our new exciting channel, and we hope that we can help inspire you with new ideas and projects.
Here at the Sewing Quarter, we want to help you with your levels of sewing. Whether you're a novice or you've been sewing for years and years, we want this to be a fabulous learning curve for all of you. Whether it's making a little gift or making yourself a fabulous outfit, we will be working with some of the UK's biggest designers. You have to join us for that.
Don't forget, our sister brands are some of the leading brands in the industry, with Love Patchwork and Quilting being rated top modern quilt title on the market. Today's Quilter has achieved market leadership in the traditional quilt sector. And finally, Simply Sewing was launched in February 2015 after noticing a gap in the market for beginners. Combined, we reach over 150,000 readers every month.
When you spend £10 on your first purchase, you will receive this free sewing kit from the Sewing Quarter worth £14.99.
Did you know there are multiple ways you can contact us, even if it's just to ask a question? Our friendly team are always on standby. You can call our customer service team at 0800 112 4433, email us at help@sewingquarter.com, visit our Facebook page, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter at Sewing Quarter, and even message us through our website, and our presenters will answer your questions live on air.
Easter Inspiration Day. We are the Sewing Quarter, we are the shopping channel with a difference. Where else? Where else do you get Lucy Brennan? Where else do you get Mandy Shaw? I mean, and where else do you get gorgeous chickens like this? Isn't it just fabulous? And it might need one of these. Might need one of these for my little house. Anyway, we're going to be showing you all how to... It's a kit this comes in, the chicken kit comes in. Now, I need to, just before I go over to Mandy, I need to warn you, the kit in the last hour... completely sold out. The pattern, almost sold out. The little Spoolie doll, almost sold out. So if you want the pattern for this chicken, please don't hang around too long. Because, the kit for this chicken, because they're going to go. They're going to go, aren't they? We've got bunting. We've got all sorts, we've got lovely wreaths for the, got the book. But let's go over, because otherwise, don't make me laugh straight away. Did you have a lovely break?
I did have a lovely break.
Good.
Yes.
They look after you.
Yes, they do.
I love everything you do. They're all so inspirational and colourful and gorgeous and personal. Something very personal
well,
about
I make my inspirations for my home. I make everything for home, and to make it really attractive for my family and creative for my family. I'm just a homemaker, really.
So when you walk around your house, they're just chickens everywhere.
Yeah, I just do themed stuff. So when it's springtime or come Easter, I decorate for the holidays. Every event.
So any event you decorate for?
Birthdays I decorate for. Easter I got Christmas bunting, I've got little wall hangings, I've got little Easter quilts.
So your house is never the same, whatever time of year?
No, and so perhaps that's my playground. I just love decorating. But I love it to be, my kids sort of vaguely don't notice it anymore, but I love the idea that we chip and change things. And I love being creative at home. Yeah.
You see, I get a bit of that from my mum. I don't make things, but I move the phone, like, my cleaner will come in and go, well, where's the sofa gone now? Because I love, I think, that's wintry, that's summery, that's, you know, I just love moving things around.
I do. Actually, also, when I decorate something, I decorate it for life almost. I don't do what's fashionable and what's in or what's in the great big super. I do it for how we live. We've got a winter room, which is stunning at the minute, and then we've got a very light room, which is where all this Eastery stuff comes through.
Oh, how fantastic. My friend at Fern Britton, she's got a room that's got one wall missing, so you can sit in this room that's got a roof and glass walls, and then one wall with and a fireplace and everything. So in the middle of winter when it's snowing, you can sit in there with the fire roaring, all wrapped in fake faux fur. Easter inspiration, this book, now, you've done how many books? 7?
7 or 8.
7 or 8 now. This is Stitch into Spring.
Yeah.
Simply stunning sewing projects for the springtime. Now, the pattern for the chicken's in here, I believe.
Yeah, the pattern for the chicken's in here.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. Got a lovely little wreath as well.
Oh, yes, I'm going to show you that in a second.
I mean,
that looks like that German cake you can get that's got the icing dripping down.
Yeah. And then we've also got some great tips in here and some great techniques. We've got this lovely Easter cushion, but it could be a little wall hang. Actually, I've got one down here. There's a wall hanging.
Just have one here.
This, and you know the old-fashioned antimacassars.
Yes.
Well, I use. People say, "What do you do with your quilts?" I put them at the back of chairs and things. So everywhere you sit, there might be a little bit of quilt.
But also, I would hate for my cats to sit on that. But sometimes I put things on the back of my sofa because Norman and Ellie will sit on.
My dog's got really nice quilts in his bed, and I don't mind it. A little cat on.
Oh, well, that's right. Yeah. So this is the book. This is the book with lots of ideas. It has got the pattern for the chicken that we're about to do, but it's got tips in there, template tips and everything. But it's got all the patterns, so you just trace those off, wouldn't you? Wouldn't want to ruin the book.
Oh no, you just trace them. Just trace, and they're all full size. They're all full.
Oh, okay.
So it's just sort of a mini book, or it's a little pamphlet book. Yeah.
So you still get the pattern for the chicken in this kit.
Yes, you do.
But if you want to make your own chicken with other fabric, then you buy the book and then it's in there as well. So, right, I'll just put that there. So let's talk about the chicken then.
Right, dead easy to make. Well, actually, a few quirky things. I find them easy to make, but obviously I know how to make them. But a very lovely little thing to make. They're great to sit on top of your egg bowl. They're great to give us presents. Great to give us doorstops.
My egg bowl is the shape of a chicken.
Oh,
it's one of those wire ones with chicken.
You could have actually filled it with crushed shells and things and use it as a doorstop. Or I just love the idea that I have a little cluster in a wicker basket on the middle of the table with a few eggs in it.
Oh,
and
I'm coming to your house for Easter now.
And when we do our Easter egg hunts, these are in the tree, and that's where the clues might be. So these things, these are lovely to make, and it's nice to have decorative things around that you've made.
So when they're not in your house, they go into your shed at the end of the garden. It's not a shed. It's not a shed. Believe me, it's not a shed. But they're your workshop at the end of the garden.
Yeah, but you know what? It's full.
Oh, is it full?
It's full of things.
Can you extend it?
No. But I do put them away. Then it's just been birthdays at the minute. So we've had lots of birthday bunting out and things like that. And birthday cakes. We make birthday cakes.
How do you have time? I know you say you don't really.
I'm not that tidy. I'm not that clean. I'm not that I am organised, but I'm not. I'm not house proud.
But I bet you are. I bet you are. I bet it's gorgeous in your house. Right. So we're making the chicken. Okay. It's a chicken kit. Hang on. Where have we got the chicken kit?
Yes.
Oh, there you have a look at the still. I haven't got a chicken kit.
So it got all the fabrics you need except for the stuffing. So everything you need except for the stuffing and except for the actual thread, the sewing thread, everything you need. And you've got a full-size pattern, but don't do what I did. This is great. When time's meeting.
Oh, I thought it was my eyes.
No, darling. What happened is I didn't print an A3 off. I printed an A4. So this is great news for you guys because you can actually have different sizes. Just reduce the pattern. That's A4.
Brilliant.
That's A3. Look, mummy, daddy.
Now you get the pattern printed out in here, but what you can do is photocopy it so it's smaller or bigger. So you have bigger.
You get A3. You get an A3, a huge A3.
Brilliant.
Right, but so if you want to make it smaller, so you're just going to cut all the pattern pieces out of your fabrics.
Right.
Okay. You do not cut the wings out. You cut the pattern shape out, but you do not cut the wings out yet.
Okay.
So just leave that till later. That's very, very important. And the first thing we're going to do is make the tail, which is very, very lovely. I'm a great fan of using rickrack.
Yes,
love rickrack.
I've noticed.
Yes, you have. Some people have an aversion to it because in the 50s they had it on their end of their skirts to lengthen the skirts, didn't they? That's why. That's why. But this is what's called wide rickrack, but it can vary in size. So don't worry too much about that. So what you're going to do is put your rickrack. This is quite important. This happens with all my patterns. You can put the rickrack, the humps of your rickrack, to the edge, the raw edge of your work. So you can just start it off with a pin, but you don't need to pin it later on. But so the humps of the rickrack to the raw edge of your work.
Is that the technical term? The humps.
The humps, the humps.
Okay.
I mean, we have humps and valleys and things.
Oh, okay.
So just the hump. So don't do this. This is what lots of people do.
No, because that's what the finish looks like it's going to be. Yes.
So what I'm going to do is just stitch the rickrack on.
Yes.
And I'm going to stitch it through the middle of the rickrack. So I'm not worried about seam allowances very much at the minute. So just use a pin to guide you, and then you go through the middle. So you just want the humps of the rickrack through the middle. We got it on a bit of a slow speed.
So we're not doing the special Mandy Shaw stitch on this one. We're just doing
not on this one.
A
straight stitch. Sorry. So a straight stitch through the middle. Sorry. And no, it's quite important. I mean, this is the studio machine, but I do use the right foot for the right job sometimes. Yes. So I've got a zigzag foot on at the minute, so it's a bit wide, so it's catching the edges. So do get to know your machine. You need to take your sewing machine manual to bed with a cup of coffee one night and read through it. It makes a big difference.
Coffee before you sleep?
Well, actually, I don't drink coffee. I don't know why I said that. It's sort of Horlicks.
Oh, yes. I'm a hot chocolate.
Yeah. Oh, this is good. Right, okay. So you're going to stitch through the middle of your rickrack.
Right.
Okay. And then what you do is put your second one on top, turn it over, and then you're going to stitch on that line again. That's the secret of getting perfect humps. Now this is on the bias, so do give it a few pins. Now I stitch over my pins. There's lots of people who don't and people that do. It doesn't matter. There's no hard and fast rules, really. I have always stitched over my pins. And
as long as you put the pins in the way you're putting them.
So I call these soldiers standing upright.
Yes.
And they're not laying down.
Right.
Okay. But of course, I will go very carefully over them, but it just means that I don't have to take them out, and I don't.
Right.
So I'm just going to whip through that one there. So you're stitching on the same line again.
Starting right at the very beginning.
Yes, I am. I just ran out of rickrack there for a second, but you can stitch on the same line. There's two sizes to this. There's a wider one and a narrow one, okay? And I'll show you.
Of the rickrack?
Of the tail.
Of the tail.
Of the tail. I'll just show you that. So just take your pins out, and what happens is something very, very exciting.
Gorgeous fabrics you've used.
Yeah, they are lovely, aren't they? They're really nice. So when you turn it inside out, you get the gorgeous hump showing.
Now, have you ever made a dinosaur?
That would, yeah.
I was just thinking, down the back of some of the dinosaurs.
Yeah. Well, you can get ginormous. It's strange. When I first started out, you couldn't get decent haberdashery, and I used to have to go all over the place to get gorgeous. I travelled. I don't know if anyone's been to France and been to the Droogry in France. It's unbelievable haberdashery shop, a French one. I used to go all over the place to get really gorgeous haberdashery.
They're getting more popular now, aren't they?
Oh, it's stunning. You get gorgeous things.
I know when I first started, and I was training in London, there was a certain department store on Oxford Street, and the haberdashery department was the whole floor. And as the years have gone by, and it's now underneath the escalators.
It has. I know, it's really sad. It's really sad that happens. So give it a jolly good press, and you could actually top stitch that as well if you wanted to. And so there's another one we did earlier, and that's larger. That's larger than that one.
So you have both for the tail.
Yeah.
You've done a little
running stitch.
A little running stitch by hand on this
so
one.
You can do it either by machine or hand. It depends what you're loving to do. It doesn't.
I quite like it by hand.
Yeah, and this is the pattern. So there's the large one, A. Yes. And to make the smaller one, you just fold it in half, and there you are. You've got B.
Oh, brilliant!
Okay, so
and it tells you all this in the instructions.
It tells you all this in the pattern. And then you're just going to whip through with a running stitch.
Is this the pattern you get then?
That's the pattern you get there. So now we're going to gather again.
It's got one cut out.
Oh yeah, there's always bits that are cut out. So there's full size A3 pattern, so you don't have to do any of that photocopying and enlarging with this one.
But you could if you want to. But for the kit, that's the size it needs for the kit.
Absolutely. So we're going to use double thread, and we're going to gather these little wing pieces up, the tail pieces up.
Okay.
So you can put a few pins in to hold them sound. And originally I gathered each one individually, but nowadays I just gather them both together.
Again by hand?
Yeah, by hand. You could use the machine, but actually it's quite a big chunky gather. It's quite. I do them. Actually, I'll do a double stitch to start with. I do it on the machine, but it's quite thick, and so when you pull the machine thread up, that sometimes just breaks. Yes, it breaks.
So we're doing the Mandy Shaw new spring chicken kit for $21.95. They're going fast, so please.
It's lovely fabric. We've got cord here. We've got this lovely paisley cord.
Like needle cord,
and this lovely blue one with hearts on actually. So you're going to gather through that. And this makes a lovely bottom of the chicken, which I always think is very nice. We had nice chickens, but they roast dinner to the fox.
Oh, what were you going to say that? No. Alistair Stewart, the newsreader, all of his he had 11 foxes and 11 chickens, and 9 of them went to the foxes this week. Yeah.
It's actually we had them for years and years and years, and my son bred them.
Yes.
And we had a camera on them, watching them being hatched at night. It's really gorgeous, but it was really sad. Right, okay, so that's gorgeous. There's your tail, okay?
Yes.
So you can, if you're quite experienced, you can use your machine, but I find that slightly tricky because it's quite a thick gather up. Okay, it's gorgeous. So what you're going to do is you're going to make your cockscomb. Is it called a cockscomb?
Yes.
I think it is,
Yes.
That's the top of the head there, and your little weenie beak, and you're going to blanket stitch them. You've got the lovely pink thread to blanket stitch yours in.
Okay, now, do lady chickens have these then?
I like the idea that today we could have whatever we fancy.
Okay.
There's all sorts, all mixtures, all sorts today, all varieties of body parts. So that's I'm being PC.
It is the world we live in.
It is the world we live in.
So hang on. So what have you? So there's the pattern pieces.
Oh yes, pattern pieces. All the pattern pieces there. Cut them out, and I've blanket stitched them all the way round.
And that's like in a felt. That's in a felt fabric. Yes.
But to get that little weenie pleat in there, I'm just going to fold it in half and do a little stitch down here.
Oh, okay.
I'll just show you that, and that's going to be like a little box pleat.
So when did you start sewing then?
It's strange. It's in my blood. It's strange. I've always made really badly. Always made, really, really bad. Since a little weenie baby girl, when I was at school, I did my, GCSEs, needlework and things. I'm just passionate about sewing. Always have been. I don't know.
Was it in the family?
Well, my dad was a wood carver.
Oh, okay. So it's art.
But I'm not arty, am I? So I'm creative, not arty.
Oh, creative.
I'm creative because I'm not arty. You don't slap paint on things. But I'm creative, and my mum's always made things.
Okay.
Yeah. So
and is your husband creative?
Oh yeah, he's a joiner, and our whole house.
So the wood.
And the whole house is made. Got beautiful things. Everything I ever love to have, he makes.
You've got the perfect life, haven't you?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, haven't you? Yeah. No denying it. Right, okay, so you made the cockscomb with a little
so what
pleat
I did is I put a little pleat in it like a...
Oh, you've done it upwards. You've done a pleat upwards.
Yes,
I see what you
because
mean.
it's quite thick.
Yes.
And then I'm just going to squash that pleat and I'm going to put it inside the...
It's like a crown, doesn't it?
So what we're going to do is you're going to pin that little weeny crown on one of your patterns. Now, we've got a bias edge going all over the place here. We've got bias edges all over the place.
Oh,
so you have to be quite careful that you behave yourself quite nicely. So pin that place in. It's a slightly difficult, slightly tricky sew, this.
Right.
So I do suggest you pin it and give it a little tack. You won't often hear me say tack.
Okay.
I haven't got time for tacking. But this, because it's on the curve, it's slightly odd. So that's where you will put your beak and your cockscomb.
Yes. Now, is this beak's obviously... The fabric for the beak's in the kit as well.
Yeah, everything's in the kit. You wouldn't want anything other than your stuffing, I promise you, okay? And so you're going to tack that by hand, and then you're going to tack your 2 layers together, pin your 2 layers together, which will incorporate your little beak and your cockscomb. And you're going to stitch from that mark there right down to the top of the tail.
And it tells you that in the instructions.
It tells you that in the instructions. Don't forget...
So you're only stitching from here...
Yeah.
Was it just under the beak there?
It's just under the beak there. Just down. There's a clip here.
Oh, yeah, there.
Here, right down to the tail.
So over the top, all the way down there to the tail.
Yeah, to the tail.
Right.
Okay. And then you're going to open your tail end out, and you are going to open that out slightly, and you're going to pin the centre of your tail in. Now, and you're going to gather this tail to fit. Now, the thing is, it's much better for you to have your gathers, where's my gathering end, in the top of the tail here. Don't try and ease, like you would, like puff sleeve.
Yes,
you ought to puff at the top. So it's best to have your gathers right at the top there. But they're quite thick again.
Okay.
So you've got lots of pinning to do. So lots and lots of pinning to keep that sound.
So there's this bit we're doing here with all the gathers at the top of it.
Really nice, yeah. So the other thing to say, this is quite thick, and so I would use a 14 needle in my sewing machine. So don't.
Which needle, sorry?
A 14.
Oh, a big, hefty one.
Yeah. Which I tend to use it for the sewing case we made this morning. I would tend to use a 14 in there as well. So I do use 14 quite a lot, and a denim needle I use, nice and sharp, very very sharp, and very very strong. Because this is, you can see how thick this is.
Yes, that's almost like cartridge pleating going in there.
Absolutely.
Isn't it?
So it's quite thick in there, but if you go slowly, it works quite nicely.
And are there notches of how far on the pattern?
There are, yeah.
So you know how far to take it?
Yeah, you can. There are notches on this. I'm just vaguely ignoring my notches today.
Okay.
I thought I saw you notice that.
No, I didn't. I was just...
You will follow your instructions implicitly, and not pretend you know what you're doing.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, you wrote them. You know what you're doing.
I know, but sometimes I change things as I go around.
Okay.
The ladies say, "Oh, you didn't say that." I said, "Well," so I'm going to. You see, I've got my gathers mainly in the middle.
Yes.
They're quite chunky gathers, and I'm going to stitch. But you will have a little scrunchiness underneath, so be aware of that, and try and keep it. When you sew, try and keep it open, otherwise you might catch something up. Okay.
Yes, so take your time over this
Yes, take your time over this bit. And just...
I hope you got a sturdy needle.
Yeah, I was just thinking, no.
Well, that's Jay. Did he put a sturdy needle in? We'll soon see, won't we?
We'll soon see. Generally speaking, they're fine. It's just occasionally... when you're live on TV, you'll have a problem. And I'm sewing over my pins, and I'm doing it quite gently.
But you could hand crank it, couldn't you, if you were a bit worried about it?
You can, but honestly, I've got in my workshop, I've got a sort of 12 machines, and they're all vaguely different. Right. And I have got some very basic machines, and I never have trouble with this sort of stuff, I don't. Yes. But, you know, it's sewed it beautifully, and I don't even know what's in there. So look at that. Oh, that was wonderful. So you've got to make sure that the smaller feather, the smaller tail, is the closest.
Yes.
Does that not give you great joy?
That's beautiful. It's the Mandy Shaw New Spring Chicken Kit. You're getting the kit, you get the instructions, you get all the fabric. The only thing you don't get is the stuffing. That's right, isn't it?
The only thing you don't get is the stuffing. So what you're going to do now is, this is the bit, you're going to put the gusset in. But don't forget, we've got stretchiness all over the place here, so you've got to pin this really well. So the small point to the front, that's correct, Mandy, yes, that, okay. And you're going to leave an opening in your gusset for stuffing later on. Yes. So if you go to the front first and then the back, this is what I do, go to the front first and the back. And that's the other thing to say, if you're going to make this as a pattern or from the book, don't forget different fabrics behave differently.
Yes.
And some fabrics are much more stretchy than others, and so you've always got to be very, very aware that if you use a different type of fabric, you're going to be in trouble.
So now, are you going to ease that in?
I'm going to ease that
because
in.
it's like the head of a sleeve, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's going to ease it in.
absolutely, ease it in.
Now, if you got the kit, you get all the fabrics in this, but if you wanted... That's what you get in the kit, right? Everything there, that's in the kit. However, if you want to make it in your own fabrics, if you want to have one of the other ideas, then there's this lovely... Look, we've got this here. We've got that lovely door wreath here. The book, £8.95. It's got all those ideas and all the tips and all the patterns in there. So the patterns you get in there are the door wreath and the chicken, yes?
Yes, you get the chicken, and you get the cushion, and you get the door wreath.
Oh, yes, the cushion as well.
And don't forget all the patterns.
And a lovely picture of you on the back page there.
Oh, yeah? Having to post these photographs is hilarious. We had to do a little photo session the other day with my son-in-law, and it was just hilarious trying to get a good... I think I'm more gorgeous than I thought I was more gorgeous than that. Well, I thought I was younger. Come on, let's be honest. I thought I was younger.
Don't slam the chicken on the desk, John. I was getting to... But what we're doing here is this gusset here, just so you can see what we're doing on the actual thing. We're doing... It's like when you make a dancer's costume, you need to put a gusset under their arms so they can get their arms higher when they're dancing and their legs when they're kicking. There's a... There you go. The chicken doesn't dance, but it's just a gusset to create the belly, the breast and the belly of the chicken.
And don't forget, if it's your first major project, it doesn't matter. It's not. I tend to do one side first and then the other, and I've got lots and lots of pins in it, so you must ease it in with lots and lots of pins.
When you say you do one side first, do you pin it and stitch that side?
Yes, and then I pin the other side. It just makes it easier and less bulk onto the sewing machine. Okay. So again, it's still quite bulky near that tail end, so just be careful. And if you get little pleats and ruckles in it, it's not a major problem because it's a chicken.
Yes.
It's a chicken.
Chickens are full of ruckles.
And it's not like you're wearing this frock to, sleeve in a frock. They always bother me.
Yes.
I was
the Oscars tomorrow night.
Yes.
It'll be your Oscars frock.
Might be us soon, John. No, don't think so.
I was at the Craft Awards on Sunday.
Oh, were you? I didn't quite make these
Natasha
stitches.
and I presented all the Craft Awards.
Oh, did you? Well done. Well done. But I tried to get up to Birmingham, but it was just not going to happen. Sometimes,
next year?
Yes, next year it doesn't. Yeah. So you do one side first, and then you're going to do the other side.
Okay, brilliant.
So, okay. And now I'm going to, in a second, I'm going to stuff this. This is nearly finished.
Oh.
Yeah, but I'm going to stuff it. But what I wanted to say to you about stuffing while you'll see me pinning beautifully is that if you're at home, if you live on a farm and you're out in the sticks of nowhere and you have no access to anything, grab a pillow.
Very rural.
They're very rural, yes, out in the sticks. My workshop is out in the sticks.
Yes. Grab a what?
Yeah. You can grab a pillow, an old pillow, recycle your pillows, throw it through the washing machine if that bothers you, and you can use the stuffing from a pillow.
Or madam, this one.
Yes, or you can buy stuffing here. Polyester toy stuffing. If you've got any of that dreadful kapok in your cupboard, can you throw it away?
God, I haven't heard that word in donkey's years.
Isn't that amazing? That still comes out in workshops, and I don't know how it ever worked as a stuffing. It's solid and hard and smooth.
Oh, not like this.
Yes,
this is gorgeous and squidgy.
Yeah.
Super soft toy filling for £2.95. Add it to your order.
Yeah, it's a great. And a bag, is amazingly, you'll be shocked to hear that a bag of stuffing, it will take a whole bag to stuff this chicken.
Oh, will it?
It'll take a whole bag.
What's a fat little chicken?
Yes,
a chubby chicken.
Plump. A plump. We like the word plump. Pleasantly plump.
Pleasantly plump.
Pleasantly plump. So this time round, I'm going to leave a gap in the side.
For said stuffing.
For the said stuffing, OK.
But as you said, you could put, if you want to make it doorstop, you said, what would you put it?
Well, I love the idea of this. Listen to this. Pet shop. Go to your pet shop and they sell crushed shells and crushed walnuts and things like that for birds to sharpen their beaks on.
Oh.
Did you know that?
In my day, wasn't it? Didn't you used to put a bit of white fish in the cage?
Yeah, well, you can go to the beach and collect that as well and grind it if you fancy. But there are tons of toy shops. There are tons of pet shops around, aren't they?
Yes.
And so you can use any of those things. Don't put rice in your... we used to put rice, didn't we? Because rice sometimes has weevils in it.
Oh!
And I once was doing a workshop, went to get my gear out of the thing, and the weevils had eaten through the fabric. So
the rice we might eat?
The rice we might eat, that's when we boil it, so those weevils will die. Don't worry. Yeah, oh, God, don't go there. Let's not go there, because that's not nice.
When you make body padding, you put millet seeds. When you want it to move,
same
like
thing.
Your body, millet seeds. That might have it as well?
Yeah, it might have it as well.
Oh, OK.
So there you are. That's my gusset all done. So I've rushed it. You make a little bit more time doing that.
Yes.
It's gorgeous.
Have you got some stuffing around
I've got some stuffing down that back. No, you don't need to open it. So I'm going to stuff it, and then I'll show you the lovely little wings.
Oh yes, wings and eyes.
Wings and eyes. Yeah. Here comes his beaks. Eyes are easy. I've used little black buttons. That's no problem. Look at that.
All that comes. Everything you need comes in the kit.
Everything except for the stuffing. No
except for stuffing. Yeah. Except for
now, when it comes to do the wings, I like to have really good quality controller things, and I've got an unusual way of making some things.
Okay.
And this is how it goes. When you come to the wings, I want you to lay your fabric up. I want you to have wadding underneath and 2 pieces of fabric on top.
So you've got the pattern.
Yep.
Then you've got double the fabric.
Yep.
And then
right sides together.
Right sides together. And then you've got what? Well, if you fold it like you have, then it's perfect.
Yeah.
And then you've got a layer of wadding there as well.
Yeah. And then what you do, this is called a template. And then what you do is you're going to stitch on the marked lines. If you take the pins off that for me, John, please, you'll see what I've done. I'm multitasking. Do you see that?
No, it's fantastic. Get me easier to see. Oh, it's. Can I pull it off?
Yes, pull it off. And that paper can stay. Template. That's fine. That don't worry if it comes off. That's not a problem.
Oh no, I thought you said the paper can stay, and I thought
the paper can be used again.
Oh yes, right.
But it means what happens is you get 2 shapes identical. You see, and we do this a lot with doll making. You'll see when I bring my dolls and we use this. So that's called a template, and this is called a pattern.
Right.
So if you'd like to cut that out for me, please. So if you can cut it out with a scant 1/4 of an inch, that'd be really nice.
Blimey.
I know. I like it.
Asking me to do all sorts of things here now.
So just cut it out the nice.
Before I cut this, over half the quantity's gone. So if I made a mistake, we can't do it again. Right, so 1/4 of an inch.
1/4 of an inch. Now, when you come to stuff, really overstuff these babies. Really, really go for it. You really have to. I want a really nice shape. Stuffing defines the shape of an animal or a toy you're making, unless it's meant to be very, very soft. And this isn't. It's meant to be shapeful. So look at that. Isn't that looking gorgeous? If you've got any crooks or hooks that you don't like the shape of or the look of, you can just put a bit more stuffing in. So that took a whole bag of stuffing.
My word.
A whole bag of stuffing.
Shh, I'm concentrating. Don't talk to me, producer Hannah.
So there you are. You titivate the tail later and you'd make a little bit better job than I have done of that. And get your stuffing right up inside of there. It's gorgeous. Just cut your threads. And so what John's doing is cutting the template out quite neatly. Now, you should be saying to me, people would always normally say to me, oh, but Mandy, you haven't left a gap for turning.
Yes.
I hate leaving gaps.
Mandy, you haven't left a gap for turning.
Good thinking. A bit slow there, John. A bit slow. I don't ever leave a gap for turning because I think it's very unsightly trying to sew a gap back up.
Yes.
So what I do is I slit one side of the fabric. But when you come to make this, if you've got to make sure that you make one on the lefty and one on the righty.
Oh, yes.
Otherwise, you're going to have two wings.
Right wings.
Yes, it's not very nice. It's very nice.
We've got some like applique scissors that have like a half moon shape that you can cut into something
right.
like that.
Yes, that's really lovely for you if you'd love to use those.
Oh, there you go. You're using your scissors. See, that's what we used to do.
Yeah, I would use a little wooden stick or a coffee stirrer or something like that. And I always make sure I prick this little. This is quality control again. Make sure these little points come out beautifully. I really don't like it when you don't make an effort to these little points because they make or break a little article. Look how cute that is.
Fantastic.
Lovely little shapes. You get a perfect shape.
Yes.
And then I stitched it all the way around.
Blanket stitched.
And then what you do is you just literally, you glue these babies or stitch them on.
Okay. This is the chicken, £21.95. It comes as a kit. There's the kit. You get everything in there. Oh, there it is. You get everything in there bar the stuffing.
And what you're going to do is for the eyes is you've got little weeny buttons in here, weeny eye buttons for here. And what I tend to do for the eyes is I sew one button on and I go right through to the back, the other side, so you get a little indentation, and that means it's like a little eye socket. So adds a little character.
And then do you add the button on the other side at the same time?
Yes, absolutely. Then? So I'll just show you that because it's really important.
I'll just go and get the next project we're going to do.
So I cast on first onto the chicken with a bit of thread. I sew the eye on. You can get great toy sculpting needles as well. And I go through out the other side and I put another eye on. And that just means you get a lovely little indentation. It's got to be stuffed quite well. So just come through both eyes and then cast off. So, of course, if you're going to give this to a child, you just use a little bit of felt.
Of course, yes, rather than a little button, yeah.
But there you are, that's the eye. So
I was just thinking as well, what you could do with the wings is you could safety pin them on. Then if you change your colour scheme for Easter next year, you can make different wings in different colours and just safety pin them on.
Yes, OK.
Oh, you don't like that? She doesn't like that idea.
No.
I can tell she doesn't like that idea at all.
So there you are, chicken.
Perfect. So we've got 3 chickens in a row now.
Yeah. Gorgeous.
Brilliant. So it's the kit that you're getting for £21.95. It's got everything in it bar the stuffing that you need to make those chickens. Beautiful. Now I'm just going to show you this very quickly because this is the wreath that was on the front of the book. I'm not making it, I'm just showing you that that's the finished piece.
It's the same principle, we use a template, and it's very simple to make. It's such a lovely little thing to make.
Beautiful. So that's the book that we're talking about there. There you go. There's the book. Mandy Shaw Stitch into Spring book, £8.95. So now, God, we're working you hard today, aren't we?
I love it.
We're going to work on the table mat next.
Yes.
Table mat coming up next.
Yes. So this table mat is very, 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 very handy and lovely. It's a lovely technique. It's not most probably for the absolute beginner because there's a little piece of work in here called foundation piecing, but it's great for the people that love projects who can sew but love to challenge themselves. I'd love this, especially a table like this with a little vase of flowers on, or your basket of eggs, or your basket of chickens. Just lovely. Or even on your hall table. You know, I decorate the whole house everywhere.
I think it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you wouldn't have to save it for Easter. You could use it all year round.
Well, actually, we do a Christmas version. We change these up and make little Christmas trees out of them.
Fantastic.
And we can actually do... I was thinking, I made some birthday cakes out of fabric, and I thought it'd be great to have one of these as to put the birthday cake on and have happy birthday rounds.
Does your mind never stop? Right, this comes as a kit. I've just got the instruction because I can't show that bag because it's got writing on it, but it comes as a kit. We've got a still of it somewhere, I imagine. There you go. That's everything. So now, do you get everything in the kit for this one?
Absolutely everything.
Absolutely
everything. No thread, no hand sewing thread.
And no sewing machine.
No sewing. No Mandy either. No Mandy.
No Mandy.
No Mandy.
You can have me thrown in. That's not bad. £23.95.
Yes. So what it is that you'll find in the pattern, you'll find these pieces here that they're called foundation piecing. And what foundation is where you sew on a foundation of either paper or muslin or calico. And the reason we use it is because you get very, very accurate results.
Oh.
And I'm a great patchwork. I love patchwork. It's my first love, but I don't love piecing awkward shapes. I'll always find a way of foundation piecing them, okay? So what you'll see here is a round circle around the outside edge, which is this.
Right.
And these have been foundation pieced.
So let's explain what that means.
So we have, you cut out your pattern pieces. First of all, you've got to photocopy this 4 times.
OK.
4 times.
It's in the instructions.
Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing that I haven't thought of, I hope. And if there is something I haven't thought of, you're still confused, we've got a lovely little team at home that would be able to help you, OK?
Brilliant.
Only from 1 o'clock in the morning.
1 o'clock in the morning?
1 o'clock in the afternoon, so they leave at 1.
Leave a message after that.
So this is the foundation piece, OK?
Right.
So this is your guide, OK? And you need 4 of these.
Right.
But you're actually going to sew, you're going to put the fabric on the other side. So this is, let me show you how this works.
Right.
You're going to take your fabric pieces. Let's get rid of some of this paper because it's out of the way. It's easy. The thing that people don't love about it is that it actually is quite wasteful on fabric.
Right.
Can be. But to start with, we're going to use a larger piece of fabric, larger pieces of fabric than we need. But when you get more used to this, you can trim this all down, make it much less wasteful. Okay. So what I suggested you do was cut some rectangles and fold them and cut them diagonally in half.
Yes.
To get a reasonably good shape. Okay. So what you're going to do is this. These little dotty ones here are the little chickens, and they're going to be in brown.
Right.
Okay. So you're going to put a piece of fabric underneath number 1. That is brown. That is the chicken. Okay. Underneath number 1.
Right.
And I've made it much bigger than it needs to be. Don't be mean.
No.
Don't be mean. It's a very nasty thing to be mean.
No.
We don't do mean.
We don't do mean.
We don't do mean. And what you're going to do, this is a great tip, you're going to fold that piece of fabric on that line. You're going to fold the fabric and the paper on the line between 1 and 2.
Right.
There's 1, there's 2.
Yeah.
And that's a great tip because it means you've got a little line to be guided by.
Oh, OK.
OK, so we're going to stitch from this side. Now, I know this piece is big enough because I've tested and I've told you to cut 3 by 5.
Yeah.
I'm going to place this piece to the line and move it over. And it's a bit like rubbing your head
And touching your tummy.
Okay, so you're flipping between the two. And so what I'm going to do now is stitch on the line between 1 and 2.
Oh.
So
through the paper?
Through the paper. So when I come to a pin, I always slow down just because... and I'm going to cut my threads. That's okay. Oops. I didn't like that. So that's your first thing. So I've sewn on the line between 1 and 2. Okay. Right. Now that's quite a large seam, and that's not too bad. But it can be larger than that. So I'm going to just trim that down. So it doesn't have to be exact, but we're used to being 1/4 of an inch as patchworky people. As patchworky ladies.
What we're making here, just to get a bit confused, this gorgeous table mat. Running chicken table mat. Now, it's a kit. Everything you need, bar the sewing machine and the sewing thread, is in there. £23.95. We're just doing this incredible... What's this called again? This
foundation piecing. So this is the fabric you get, like this. You could have cut this up with your rotary cutter, but I'll just show you how I do it. And you cut a 3x5 or 4x5. It's in the pattern, okay? And then you cut them diagonally in half.
But all this is in
the pattern, so it gives you all in the pattern, okay. And these are the same.
Oh, and the pattern has photographs as well.
Yeah.
So I'll just show you the instructions. Sorry, the instruction over here with photographs and all the details in there.
So once you've trimmed your seam allowance down, you're going to flip this back. Just do as you're told and be brave, because it does work beautifully, okay? But you don't know where you're going just yet.
Yes,
okay?
I've got no idea where you're going.
So you're now going to just go between 2 and 3. So fold your paper over, scratch it, so you've got a nice line.
Right.
It all will become clear very shortly. So what
is this a technique? Is this a Mandy technique?
Oh no! This is a foundation. This is a foundation piecing. It's really huge in patchwork. Just make that a bit bigger, because then I don't have to worry. Yeah. It's a foundation piecing is big in patchwork, and it's like when you make very complicated blocks like medallions and things like that. It's just very, very wonderful. Right. So what you're going to do is check that it fits. So you're going to put your raw edge to your line and move it over. Now, put a little pin on that line and flick it over, and just make sure that your chicken is all covered.
Right.
So you can hold it up to the light to make sure your chicken is all covered, okay?
Yes.
So I'm going to fold it, flip it back, move my pin round, turn it over, and stitch on the line between 2 and 3.
Right.
Yeah. It's a bit magical, because all of a sudden it all comes together, and you can see what you're doing. It all comes together. I've lost my thread.
A little bit.
Yeah.
While you do that, let's just have a look at the final product here. It is the table mat. It's a kit. It all comes in the kit. Everything in there comes in the kit, bar the sewing machine and the stitching. There's the instructions there. So you got, and what you get in the pack there, you get the instructions, the patterns, the fabric, the rick-rack. Everything you need in there is really lovely. £23.95. Oh, someone wants to see the Spoolie doll. I'll get that for you. I think I've got it here, haven't I? Or has it been taken away? No, it's been taken away. I'll get the... Oh, sorry. Bumping into you there. Oh, there's the Spoolie doll. Now, that was... Auntie Bet, wasn't it?
Auntie Bet again, yeah.
It's exclusive to us here at Sewing Quarter, and it's very, very, very limited. We did that in the 8 o'clock show, so if you missed that, check it out on YouTube, how to make it and everything. But make sure you get the kit, £14.95, because once they're gone, they've gone, aren't they? You're not going to make any more.
No, we don't make any more.
So once they've gone, there they are, there it is. That's the whole kit then for the Spoolie doll that we showed in the 8 o'clock hour. £14.95. Very, very limited. Completely exclusive to us. And each month there'll be a new one, won't there?
There's always... We've done about 20, I think, in our past life. Some of them are very easy to replicate, like the white one. We have a little red and white one, which we can do a lot of. But things like this we can't do, because the fabric's gone.
But I quite like that, because then you're one of however many people that own it.
It's like a little collection. You know, kids collect those little Tamagotchi things, or whatever they're called. Boys, girls don't do that. So we're trimming off our seam allowances as we go along. So I'll just show you again. Let's just... So you flip it back beautifully, make sure it fits gorgeously, and you can see, you can't really see the shape just yet.
No, but you can see how neat the edges are.
This will be on the curve, so this is just going to be so lovely for you, because it will be on the curve. So let's have a nice big one. So that's going to be there. Just check it fits. Yeah, it's beautiful. So you put your fabric to the line you crease, a little bit forward. That's your seam allowance. Put a pin in it and over here. Turn it over.
So once you get used to the...
Oh yeah, you've got to concentrate. You do have to concentrate, but it's worth the ladies that know how to do it. Once you've got to, it's worth it because you get wonderful results very, very quickly. Especially more intricate results. So this is quite a good starter for foundation piecing. But the secret's coming. One more little sewing will be fine. Your secret's coming in a second. Fold it down like that nicely. You press as you go.
Yes,
a little bit more than I've done. Going to fold on that line. This line here. Grab a bit of fabric. That's it. Stitch then, and it's just 2 seconds from showing you the magic of it all. And then I've got another wonderful magical tip for you.
You've got another magical tip?
Oh, yeah, I've got another wonderful magical thing. You're going to love the next bit. So exciting. So, is the iron still on down there?
The iron, yes, it is. I'll get the ironing pad out for you.
So don't forget to trim your seam allowances away each time because they're the bits that show through, especially if they're dark. OK, that's lovely. So you give that a little press. Lovely. So you see you've got an odd little shape, not quite sure what's going on with it, it's strange, but you've got 3 little chicken-like shapes. Well, we know they're chicken-like shapes.
Or Christmas tree shapes.
Christmas tree shapes, whatever you fancy, yeah. So give that a little press, and you take a little bit more time in doing this than I have done. And then you're going to cut on the outside line. Now, this is really important, you do the outside line. Sometimes in a workshop, people get very carried away and they cut on the inside line. And when you do that, ladies, you have to start again because it's ruined. Yeah, it's all ruined.
So what we're creating are these lovely running chickens running around the outside.
And they're on a curve, so you'd never be able to create this any other way, really, this quickly. Like I just did it in a few seconds. Yes. So it's a sort of a day's project, which is really nice. So watch this space.
Yes, exactly.
It's coming up.
So cute. They've all got little personalities, haven't they? They're all slightly different.
So there you are. Look at that.
Oh, perfect.
And when you join it together to the next ones, look at that. Perfect. With the seam allowance in there.
Of course.
Yes, with the seam allowance in there.
All explained in the instructions within the kit.
So that's your outside circle. Amazing.
Brilliant.
So that's the heavy bit. Okay. But the next bit's very, very gorgeous. You've got, make yourself a circular template.
Right.
Out of cardboard. The instructions are...
How old is that?
No, it's not. They're new. They're in.
Oh, OK.
It's this Christmas.
Okay.
This Christmas. So make yourself a cardboard template. I've got the pattern in the thing, but cardboard's much lovelier for you to use. Okay? Yes. And then you get your non-iron interfacing, and you draw the circle on the interfacing. Right. And then what you do, you stitch on the circle line. Right. OK, you stitch on that line.
So you've drawn around this, and it's actually on that line. Yeah.
So you stitch on that line. And that gives you a perfect circle. I've trimmed away so can you see I've stitched on the line there? Yeah. So it's a perfect circle you drew, okay? And then I trim it nice and neatly. Yeah. And I take the middle out because we don't want the middle of the interfacing out. Just leave it about an inch. And then when you turn it inside out, you've got the perfect circle without having to fold under.
Exactly. But you've also got the finished facing on the inside as well.
Look at that.
Perfect. And the piece of facing you cut out, you can use for something else.
Absolutely, recycling. Yeah. So that's a perfect way, doing that technique is a perfect way of making really good shapes. Yes. It's also an applique technique as well. Yes. And then you're going to put you're going to bond web your little shapes, your little daisy shapes, onto here. And you can either hand stitch them or you can stitch them by machine. Mm-hmm. Now, if you can look here, we've got this machine's a darling, and it's got a great stitch on here, which is a single blanket stitch. Some machines do a double blanket stitch, which I'm not very happy with because it's too difficult to manoeuvre. Oh, okay. But this one, choose the simplest blanket stitch, and I've done these here on the machine with a blanket stitch. And look how beautiful they are.
They're absolutely so. I mean, you could do them by hand as well if you wanted to.
Oh, absolutely. So if you're a bit nervous about... But these little projects are where you should be learning your skills.
Yes.
So it's not a big quilt. It doesn't matter if it's not perfect. It's for your pleasure, not for anybody else's. But that's done on this machine using a single blanket stitch and with ordinary thread. But if you wanted that's exactly the same. I did it in pink. So when you get brave, you can use a colour, but don't use a colour to start with, otherwise you're going to struggle with. And then all you do is once that's all joined up beautifully together, you're going to place this on the top, on there like that. It all fits in there beautifully. And you're going to slip stitch that down.
Oh, wow. I'll show them there.
Yeah.
Now, just to warn you, over half the stock have gone of these as well now. So, say that again. So that's hand-stitched all round there, very neatly hand-stitched,
it's hand-stitched all the way around.
Okay.
And then you're going to do exactly the same thing as you did with the chicken earlier on. You're going to put your rip-rap on the edge, and you're going to sew all the way around in the middle of theirs. Now, I haven't finished this one. I'll show you. I'm quite happy to show you my things.
Okay.
Don't cover things up. We're real people here. What I don't love, you know I don't love this, I hate it when I leave an opening to turn.
Yes.
Because I hate it because you never join it beautifully.
No.
So what
Especially on a circle.
Yeah. So what I've done, because I've made this as a sample, I slit the back, turn it inside out. Now what I haven't finished, I would have put a little circle of felt on that. I'd have covered it up. But having a slit on the back is much better than ever having a dodgy seam to join.
Yes,
so I would have made preparations for that, darling.
Sorry.
Okay. But it's good for you to see what I do, because if you'd left a gap here to turn inside out, it'd been unsightly.
Exactly.
And so once you've got that all joined up beautifully, you just need to do some little running stitch legs, some little cross stitch eyes, and just applique the wings and beaks on.
Now, when you made it as a Christmas, because obviously this is the running chicken, when you do the Christmas tree, they're little plant pots there.
Oh, they can be little plant pots. You don't have, obviously, you wouldn't have legs on Christmas trees.
No,
of course not.
In your household, who knows?
Who knows? So that's the basics of a really, really nice little table mat.
That's gorgeous. That's the running chicken table mat kit. For £23.95, you get everything in it. Now, earlier this morning, we were going to show you this one, but we chatted too much in our first hour.
Oh, yes.
Can you just tell me about this?
This is very, very exciting.
It's a kit.
It is a kit. This is a lovely little kit. Someone brought me back a carrier bag from somewhere. We had these. This is quite trendy at the minute to have a pattern on, and lots of little icons in the pattern. I thought, our sewers need this. So I designed this with it's for people that stitch, and everything on here is buttons and needle cushions and pins and oil can, and it's a very simple technique. We used to have a red one. We have a red one as well, but I thought you might not always want red in your home, so I've decided to bring you a nice blue one.
Yes.
But it's incredibly easy to make. It's incredibly, and it's a iron-on transfer.
Am I allowed to open? Have you got it there?
Yes, I have it. I have one here. I will show you. And it's incredibly easy. So I've even just done a simple envelope bag.
Oh, brilliant!
So you don't. I got an amazing way of putting zips in, but I thought that might be too much for today.
No, I don't like a zip in a cushion.
Oh, I do.
You do?
I like a tight fit.
Yes, but when you're sitting on it, you're watching the telly, and you wake up and you've got a zip pattern across your face.
No, I love a zip. I do love a zip.
This is the Mandy Shaw, the blue work sewing cushion. Now it's a kit. It comes for £25.95. Now you get everything bar the cushion pad.
But you sell the cushion pad.
I've got a package. Have indeed. So let's have a look at this. Oh my word!
So it's very simple. It's very lovely to do. You just go into you have a square and you just put your borders on. They're 3.5-inch borders or whatever the pattern says. It's the instructions there. Then you can put your wadding on the back. Now I don't know that we are allowed to do it in the studio, but I always use spray adhesive.
Oh no, we do. We sell it. We sell spray adhesive.
Shall I demonstrate it?
Have you got some there?
I've got some that I can show you. I'm not sure you make.
Ours might not be the same make. Ours isn't that colour in that. But anyway, you can explain the situation.
Don't forget. I'll keep it away from you. Don't forget. This is the spray adhesive, temporary spray adhesive.
Yes.
And there is one that's permanent.
No, ours is one that you can spray and then lift and put back.
That's exactly what this is. Exactly.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, is that okay to use? Because it's too late.
It's yours.
It's too late. So it's very, very good to see me do this. Now I would protect my surface.
Right. I haven't got anything to
I'll be frugal. I'll be frugal. So I always, in all my kits, I sell a cotton mix wadding. I don't do polyester.
No.
It's unpleasant to work with. So we have this lovely stuff that we have. It's 80-20. And so you are going to spray the wadding only.
Oh, okay.
That's the tip. Because if you sprayed your work, you would spray. The mark might come through, and it's disastrous.
Yes.
So pretend this is a full-size cut anyway. So I would put my cushion on halfway, and you've got to think about the fact that you wouldn't, but spraying your hair with hairspray. So you'll be 6 inches away, a light hairspray. Okay, and that's what you're aiming for. So I'm just going to protect the board. So 6 inches away, a light hairspray. Okay, never ever your work, and it should be slightly tacky to the feel. Okay, and then you place your work down beautifully, and don't squeeze it out, just pleasantly jump. And I use this for a quilt up to 1.5 meters.
Oh, okay.
But I can't use it on larger quilts because I find it too tricky.
Yes.
And then I fold this one back, And you have to
see where it's stuck.
Yeah, and you just literally just gently spray it.
Now, the spray that Mandy's using isn't the one we have. The spray. It's called a repositioning spray, and there are different ones. Just go to the web and have a look. That's what they are. Because what we're looking at here is the Mandy Shaw Blue Work Cushion Kit. So we're just, I mean, that's a transfer that you put on there.
Yeah, that's the iron-on transfer.
And you can use it up to six times.
Yeah. And this transfer is one that I did in a rush, which is good for you to see, which didn't come out all perfectly because I was rushing around. And so what you can do, they do always come out beautifully, but just very occasionally you'll be in trouble.
Yes.
And so what you can do is just mark it back on. Look at the picture, or just mark it back on, because that would. It's true life. It happens occasionally that you get a shape that doesn't quite come out. So don't leave it too late to mark that, because when you use your work, when you stitch it, you sometimes can wear it off. So there you are. That's quite happy. I'm quite happy with that. And so the other thing I would definitely do, because this is going to be a project for a couple of weekends, perhaps, I wouldn't leave it this loose. I'd tack around the outside edge, and I would tack on my machine with an extra large stitch.
Okay. And so when you do that, the embroidery stitch, you're going to go through everything.
Yes, and it's very, very exciting, because what you do is very, very exciting, because what you do is it vaguely quilts as it goes.
Oh,
fantastic. It vaguely quilts as it goes.
Now, we're doing a kit here. This is the Mandy Shaw Blue Work Sewing Cushion, and it's a kit. You get everything bar the cushion pad for £25.95. But you can also just buy the pattern, which include the instructions, which include the transfer.
Yes. So you use your own colourway then.
Yes. So if you don't want a blue cushion, so then you could use your own colour stitching.
Absolutely. And if you're into your embroidery, you could actually use different colours for everything. I traditionally stick to the same colour.
Well, yes, because traditionally that's like the red work, the blue work, isn't it? But if you wanted to, you can make that into like a really beautiful red heart with all the different colours. Yeah. The pattern, not the cushion, but the pattern. In the pattern, you also get the transfer for this, which you can use up to 6 times. £7. £7. So if you wanted this in pink, you can get all your own fabrics, just make the transfer. All the instructions are there for £7. Okay, that's fantastic.
So it's lovely also to give to a sewing friend. Lovely to give as a gift to sewing friends, as a kit or as a pattern.
No, I think the kit's lovely as a gift. The kit is lovely, isn't it?
So we're just going to do a simple running a back stitch. There are a few other stitches in here. Just a running stitch and a French knot, but they are in the pattern. But half a grain of rice. The secret is to go back in the hole that you came out of.
Yeah.
So go back in the hole that you came out of, like that. And that would take you a couple of weekends. But I put this in a little bag and have it on a journey with me. Like coming up here, I've got something I'm stitching for a Christmas project. I did it on the train.
Oh, wow.
So
but yes, but that's the time to do it, isn't it? When you've got time in your hands, you're sitting still and everything. So that is the cushion kit, where you get all the fabrics. All you don't get is the cushion pad. But go to our website, because we do sell cushion pads. That's what you get in the whole kit for the Blue Work Sewing Cushion. Right, now we can't go without talking about this bunting, because this is beautiful.
Now this is an ordinary bunting, as you can see, and I do decorate my home. I tell you, for every season, and some people say, "Oh, I'm not sure I bother. As only me and my husband at home." But it's good for your soul. And if we don't have Easter to look forward to, we don't have summer to look forward to, what do we have to look forward to?
I also think if you change things, like how often do you sit in your lounge and go, I haven't looked at that picture for ages. If you change it, you suddenly see things in a new light.
And it's lovely. So this is an ordinary, this is special bunting, and this would sort of last. This is an heirloom, really.
Okay.
And I make this, and what I've done really lovely for just for you guys, I've given you a full alphabet. So if you're not an Easter girl, you can have springtime, happy birthday. Anything you want on it. Anything you like.
And that's a kit, isn't it?
That is a kit,
Do you get every single thing? Well, hey, look at the kit here, right?
Oh, yeah. Yes,
everything you need. Yeah. So you don't need anything apart from sewing machine thread for your machine thread, really, isn't it? The pattern. Now, is the pattern, are they iron-on transfers as well? Or are they cutty-outy?
They're all cutty-outies. They're cutty-outies, but you do get a full alphabet. So you could have any name, and sometimes alphabet, so the lowercase and uppercase.
Oh, my word. So everything you need is on there?
Everything you need is on there, OK. So you don't have... I've got Easter, Happy Easter on there. And also these little characters we've got on here could be put on an Easter tree, and you can make a little corsage out of the flowers. It's a very, very lovely pattern to have.
Right, so the kit is £32.95. If you think, I've already got my fabric at home, home, I don't need the kit.
Yeah.
You can buy the pattern. Look, there it is. There it is. All that pattern for £7. All of it's basically they're buying your pattern, aren't they? The Mandy Shaw pattern.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
So, but you can make whatever you want out of it.
Yeah.
You could put. You don't need to put the flowers and the rabbits there. You can put them wherever you want.
You could just have this as your birthday bunting, or you could. I've got a congratulations one, happy birthday one. I've made it cute and pretty in springtime, but you don't need it to be that way inclined at all.
So the pattern on its own is £7. The kit itself is £32.95. But the kit, everything. It's got everything, fabrics and everything.
And in fact, it's a lot of fabric. It's half a metre of fabric. It's quarter of a metre of wadding. I only ever use 100% wool felt. I can't abide. Can't abide.
But there's enough to make. There's enough felt. To make all of those flowers that you've got on this bunting now.
Absolutely.
And there's this pink gingham ribbon come in as well.
And that's very lovely. All these little things that I add make it special. It's not ordinary.
No,
not ordinary. And we've got a mixture of white rickrack and embroidered rickrack.
Embroidered rickrack. I've never seen that before.
We didn't have enough, but the pure white looks beautiful as well. So some kits will have them embroidered in, and some will have the pure white.
Oh wow, they're
just fantastic. It just looks lovely.
And then is this hand blanket stitch or is that machine?
That was hand blanket stitch because my machine played up on me, and yes, very upset about that. And so you could have done it by hand or machine. So if you're not afraid with your machine, that's perfectly fine. Okay.
And all the instructions, it tells you exactly what to cut, where to cut it, how to cut it, where to stitch it together.
Yeah. It's very exciting.
I think it's fantastic. Your mind, your creative mind must be doing this constantly.
On the way out here, I panicked. I didn't have enough to sew on the train. So I saw an Emma Bridgewater plate, thought, oh, that's a lovely design. Drew it out, made an iron-on transfers, and I've stitched it on. I'm dangerous. I should have been putting lipstick on.
It's only got the essence of Emma Bridgewater.
Oh, the essence of no, it's a creative moment. It was an inspirational moment.
Right, we haven't got time, sadly, to show all this bunting, but it's very straightforward, isn't it?
It is straightforward, except I just want to tell you a few tips then.
Okay.
It's always easy to make yourself a cardboard template. There's a cardboard template here somewhere looking gorgeously at me. Because you can use this time and time again. I always put a curve on my bunting because I'm turning inside out is much, much easier.
Of course.
Much easier. And to put the rick-rack round the outside edge is much easier as well. And when you're cutting it out, ladies, please make sure you don't waste your fabric. Top, bottom. It's designed to be cut tessellated. We do love our words,
don't we? Our words on our fabrics.
I've already taught you today how to put your binding on, your rick-rack on. So please,
humps go
to the raw edge, not over. To the raw edge, ladies. And always make sure your waddings, your backing is an inch bigger as well. Otherwise, you won't catch it all in place beautifully.
Okay, just a quick roundup. So that's the bunting. That's £32.95 for the kit. Or you can buy the pattern on its own. That's what you get in the kit there. Or you can buy the pattern on its own. A lot of people asking about the table mat.
Yes.
You got it there.
Yes, we have.
The kit, there, it's beautiful, isn't it?
It's very pretty.
The kit, there it is, £23.95. So you get everything in there bar the machine thread.
Yes.
So you can create that, and it's got that incredible foundation work, which I've never seen before.
It's a good starter project for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's £23.95. You can buy the kit, the pattern on its own.
Yes, you can.
For £7.
Yeah.
That's £23.95. That's your kit there. And then the pattern on its own is £7. And it's got everything, all the instructions. You can make that in any colour way you want.
And don't forget, you can make the ideas you get in here about the circular template and these little daisies and things and the tips you get are worth it on its own.
Exactly.
And you can do your own colourway, and it's a great Easter gift instead of giving chocolate eggs.
Great Easter gift. There you go. Mandy Shaw, thank you so much. I've loved every minute of
darling.
that. Sorry you've had to talk so much. But the book's there as well. Buy the book as well. You're back in a month's time.
Yes, I am.
Back in a month's time. Don't go anywhere. Lucy Brennan up next with a Kaffe Fassett cushion.
Don't forget, shopping with us is easy and simple. You can just contact us at 0800 112 4433 and speak to our UK-based call centre to place an order, or shop online with us at www.sewingquarter.com. Here at the Sewing Quarter, we sell fabric in all sorts of different sizes. Some will be pre-cut, but others will be specifically cut to your order. The most common measurement you'll hear us talk about here at the Sewing Quarter is your fat quarter. So the fat quarter is 22 inches across and 20 inches there. Now that's 55 centimetres by 50 centimetres approximately there. Now fat quarters will often be sold in bundles for you, and they come looking beautiful, all lovely and folded, and it's great for storage because it doesn't look as though you've got as much fabric as you're actually getting. Lots of people prefer fat quarters to long quarters because you can cut larger pieces from your fat quarter. So this is a long quarter, and your long quarter is cut across the bolt, so it's edge to edge crossways. That is your salvage edge to edge. So we're looking at 110 centimetres across. For those of you that like your inches, that's 44 inches, and it's 25 centimetres deep, so that's what, 10 inches. So if you're looking at cutting your 2.5 inch strips, that's absolutely perfect. You'll get 4 of those out of a long quarter. So you can clearly see the difference between a fat quarter and the long quarter. So this is your 1/2 metre. So the 1/2 metre is salvage to salvage, so that's 110 centimetres or 44 inches, and then it's your 1/2 metre in width there. So that's going to be 50 centimetres or your 20 inches there. Now this is double a fat quarter, so if you have a fat quarter it's going to be half this, and it would just be cut down the middle there, and that would give you 2 fat quarters. It's getting bigger now. We're on to your metre. Here we go. So this is your metre of fabric. So again, edge to edge crossways, that is your salvage. So that's 110 centimetres or 44 inches. And then this length here, that's your metre or 40 inches. But of course here at the Sewing Quarter, we cut your fabric from 1/2 metre increments, so you can buy as much as you like. Check out our website for more details.
When you spend £10 on your first purchase, you will receive this free sewing kit from the Sewing Quarter worth £14.99. Don't know what that was. I need to tell you, the Italian book has sold out. The Italian quilt book has completely and utterly sold out. Congratulations if you got that. Got another beautiful book here, Kaffe Fassett's Bold Blooms. I'll take it over in a minute and talk to Lucy about it. We've got the most gorgeous Kaffe Fassett fabrics coming up. Got jelly rolls, got fat quarters, and got charm packs as well. So there's something for everybody really coming up in this next hour. I've got Lucy Brennan now. Who's going to make a really, really lovely cushion. But you know what? Before we go and see Lucy, let's have a look at the fabrics. Let's look at the fabrics here. So, I've got so much here. It is from that's the Bold Blooms book for £17.95. Then we've just got, I'll just take you through the fabrics very quickly before we go over to Lucy. Got jelly rolls here, the beautiful jelly rolls. They're in other colours as well, but I've opened a couple of them. So you've got them in the blue, you've got them in the neutral, and you've got them in the green. Now, in the last hour, the blue was flying out. Beautiful jelly rolls there. The 3, there's another colourway as well. There's red. They've also got red as well. So they've got 4 colours in the jelly rolls. That's the blue one that you're seeing there. £42.95. You get 30 strips of the fabric. We've also got fat quarters in the different colours as well. We've got fat quarters in the blue. We've got fat quarters in the green. And we've got fat quarters in the red. The natural of the fat quarter has sold out. Sold out. And then in this show, we've also got charm pack. So those of you who just like a little tasting of all the different fabrics, again, in the 4 different colourways, really beautiful. Now, you can charm pack 5-inch squares, which is 12.5 centimetres. 12.5 centimetres. Really beautiful colours there. Now, that's the neutral one that's gone in there. So you've got, I'll open one of these later. I will open one later for you because, I just love it. I love this fabric. This is the cushion we're going to make. And the lady who's going to make it is Lucy Brennan. So, just have a nice... Whoop. Did you have a nice break? Whoop. Yes. I just put the book here.
I did, yeah.
I should have brought the hand thing over with me. So, hang on. So, you made that gorgeous patchwork cushion cover using a charm pack?
Yes, and still had some left over.
OK, brilliant.
I think you could make two of this size cushion from one charm
Oh, really?
pack.
And that's only got the patchwork on one side?
Just on the front, yeah. I've just used a solid fabric on the back, just
brilliant.
plain fabric.
So, that's what you were sent, but obviously in the blue.
Yeah, so I made one in the blue, and then I've got a brown one, and this is the one that I'm going to be using today.
OK.
Sorry, it's not brown, it's neutral.
Neutral.
OK. So we'll open this up.
Oh, you see, you're much better than me. I'm doing knots. I just pull the ribbon off.
Just pull it off?
Yeah, go on. It's ours. I'm going to use it. Do you want some
yeah,
scissors?
we are.
Oh, no,
there we go.
Right, so we should show what you get in the charm pack then, to start with. Obviously, you get... I was going to say 2 of each. Yes, there's the other one of that.
Yeah.
What I love about the charm pack as well is you get... Like, that one is from the same fabric, but you're getting different sections of it, aren't you? Oh, I love that one. That's like a Klimt painting, that one, isn't it?
Very much, yes.
Thank you.
I thought it looked a bit like the Italian glass as well. You know.
Oh, yes, they can get... yes, I can't think what it's called now.
Millefiori?
No, that's a cake, Millefiori. Isn't it Murano glass?
Oh, yes.
Is it that, was that Venice? Am I getting my blood with my countries now? But look what you get. All of these in... I love... Do you know what? I'm not really a fan of brown as such, but that... is so
very chocolate,
rich.
Isn't it? Very dark chocolate.
Yeah, I've no chocolate for ages. Yes. Oh, do you know what? I was away filming what day? This week, and I saw the perfect Easter egg for hat producer Hannah. I didn't buy it because she's on whatever it is, Slimming World, but I'm going to get it for her because it was fantastic. Anyway. So you get 2 of each of these in the charm pack. Really, really gorgeous colours. So how did you decide where to start?
Well, to start off, I separate the charm pack out.
I've done it
so
perfectly.
Handily, you've done that for me. And then what I'm going to do is the cushion today is a little bit improvisational. So there are
Is that a real word?
Yes. So there are... checking my English. So there are no measurements for making this cushion at this point.
That's a first.
At this point.
Yes.
So what I like to do is I'm going to cut into the charms, the squares.
Yes.
And I want to make cuts differently for each of the prints. So I don't want to just take them off because then I would have 2 of the same one.
Right.
It'll become clear. So I'm separate them into piles. So maybe I'll do that one with that one. Yeah. It might have. I think it's sometimes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to separate them.
Your assistant, isn't it?
So I can cut them differently.
Yeah.
And that will become clear because what I want to do is I want to have different size pieces to sew together.
Yeah.
So I'll just separate them into different piles so we're not having the same. Sizes. I don't want to have the same sizes. I want a variation because it just makes it look more interesting visually. So I'll just do that one. There.
Right, now the fabric you're seeing there is the neutral charm pack, £16.95, but you can get it in a jelly roll. So if you wanted to make the excuse me, Bright Hopes quilt that you made earlier, but in the neutral colours, then you can have it in the jelly roll. You can get it in the jelly roll or the charm pack that we got here. The jelly roll, £42.95, but the charm pack, you just want to taste it, £16.95.
So you could do the Bright Hopes quilt blocks and do a cushion.
Yes.
You know, if you had a charm pack. But if you bought more than one charm pack, then you'd be able to make a quilt out of them, but you wouldn't have quite enough just on its own. So... really, that's just a fangled way of saying I've mixed them up. So
that's how I shuffle a pack of cards.
I've just mixed them up.
I put cards out and they put on top of them each.
Yeah. Yes. So I've just mixed them up because I want to cut them differently.
Right.
So that I've got different sizes.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So I'm only going to make 1 cut in each one. So I just want to make sure that that's lined up.
Yeah.
And I want to have different widths. Of the strips, okay, so that it's just more interesting. They're not all the same.
Right.
If you wanted to cut them all the same, by all means you can. Now, I wouldn't want to cut, I'll do it that way, I wouldn't really want to cut an inch, because you're only going to see a ½ an inch strip then. Exactly. It's a bit sort of fiddly. So I think the smallest one that I cut was about 1.5 inches, so that you're getting some of that pattern,
of course,
showing through. So I might cut that one like that. And then what I do is separate them into piles. So I've got thinner strips, maybe middle-sized ones, and bigger pieces. And that just helps me when I'm putting the rows together.
OK, so you always only cut... So there'll always be 5 inches that way?
So it's always going to be 5 inches that way, which helps us when we come to sew our rows together, you see.
Yeah.
So, and then I can just, whatever measurement, it doesn't matter, I'm just going to sew them together into rows. So whatever I feel like doing, and just cut like that. And I've stacked them up. That was 4 at a time. So I can do that. So I'm creating different sizes just by making that one cut.
But in each pile, you haven't got the same fabric twice, so you know that in this 1.5 inch one here, or whatever that is in centimetres, you've then got, well, I can tell actually, 4 centimetres. You've got all different fabrics in that, one as well.
Exactly, so that I'm getting that variety without really having to do, you know.
Yes. And you can make them any size, as long as it's the 5-inch square divided, 12.5 centimetres divided.
Just divide it, So I'll call that one a thin one, even though it's not as thin as that one. So I'm not worried about the measurement. I'm just sort of gauging, you know, what sort of size that might be. So if you had a favourite one, you could just leave it if you just wanted it.
Oh, yes, so you can have
if you wanted to have it 5. But the cushion inner that we're using is 14 inches.
Right.
So I don't, if I'm using really big pieces, I'm not going to get as much in it. So I want to try and create, you know, some smaller ones as well. And so I just keep going like that.
Yes.
And separating them. Now if I had a flower like that, I might think, I want to keep that, you know, that one bit in there. So I could measure, I can see that there's a 1/4 inch there to that side of the flower.
Oh, yes, so you're not
so I can cut that strip off, but they may be a bit too thin for this project, so I could save those scraps for something else. And then I can cut this one and make sure I've got a 1/4 inch on this side. So it's fussy cutting in a very easy way, because we're just cutting the strips.
What you see Lucy chop up here is the Kaffe Fassett Collective Classic Charm Pack. This one's neutral. It's called neutral, but it's got every colour you could imagine in it, hasn't it, really?
It has, but what's really nice about this particular ruler is, because you've got that bright yellow line, you know that point is the 1/4 inch. So I can line up the edge of the yellow line with the edge of the flower, and I know that that's where my seam's going to be running, and that's going to be right in the centre of those two seams there.
The patchwork square template, 25 by 25 centimetres, £13.95. That's one of ours. It's supposed to say sewing quarter on there. It's got sewing quarter written on the actual ruler. I just thought it would say sewing quarter there as well.
So that was just 2 at a time, because how I divided my piles. So just keep going. And keep cutting.
So for that cushion that you made over there, which I'd say was about, how big did you say that finished cushion is?
The cushion inner is 14 inches.
So would you use are you going to use all of this charm?
No. Yeah, I will definitely have some left over.
Okay, perfect.
I would have enough to do 2 cushions, and I may.
Oh, sorry,
I may have a few. I may even have a few more left over. But you can always use up.
Oh yes, in your stash, of course.
Use up different bits. So I'll just do this last one, and then we'll start sewing. We'll just keep those.
In my pile, they're going in my stash.
So I just roughly, I've got a few thin ones, some middle ones. You
haven't got very many of the fat ones.
Let's do a bigger one. Pick out your favourite ones, and then I'll make those the biggest.
Oh, well, there you go. You have to have that one.
Yes,
but that one's got to be lit as well. That one's got to be lit as well.
And that one, okay. So I might...
Let's
get the flower in there. Think the same. Great minds.
Yeah, or simple. Ones never differ. So that's a thin one,
there
so get rid of that one there. Okay.
So I am lining up my ruler with the edges so I know that cut is nice and straight for when we come to sew them together.
Okay.
So now you can lay it out if you choose to, if you want to plan it, or you can just go ahead and sew. So
and which did you do?
I'm going to be rogue and just go ahead and sew them together.
Okay.
So I like to, you can put two of the same size together if you want to, or you can go for the different widths.
Yes.
I would not sew those two together because that's quite pointless. So I'll just go behind there and I'll do that one and sew those together.
And what I love, I also did a lot today, in these charm packs and the jelly rolls and the fat quarters, the fabrics, if you went to a fabric shop, you wouldn't necessarily put these two fabrics together. And yet someone else has done that work for you because they know they're all going to match colour-wise, vibrancy-wise, fabric-wise, you know, kind of everything about it's been done for you.
Absolutely. And what I love about his, you know, his prints is that they are all so different, but they complement each other really, really beautifully. So it works really, really nicely. So I'm just going to sew this with a 1/4 inch seam, and I'm doing a back stitch at the beginning and at the end.
Have you got a 1/4 inch? Have you got the 1/4 inch?
I've got a 1/4 inch foot, and this machine has a special setting for a 1/4 inch.
Have you learned that at home on yours?
The needle moves. I have. Yeah.
What Lucy's using here is the charm pack with 30 pieces in it. The Kaffe Fassett Collective in neutral, but you can see from the colours there. There's, you'd think when they say neutral, you think beige, cream, brown, russet, but no, you've got every single colour. Every single colour you can imagine. Oh yes, I've got a quilt here. Oh, here you go. This is it. This is a quilt that you made last week. Now, this was made from a fat 1/4 of the neutral, but you could still do this because all your pieces aren't as big, so you could use a charm pack.
Yes, you could use
if you want to make this, but obviously the fat 1/4s, you've got bigger pieces, you can make a bigger quilt on it.
Yes. The method I used for the triangles was using a larger square and cutting 4 at once. That's why it was a great pattern for the fat 1/4s.
Yes.
But you can do this in a different way.
Yes.
It's just
the idea so you can see what because we're just saying about those fabrics, right? And this is another of those that Lucy got out of her bag in the main room, and everyone just went, "Oh my word, look at that!" Because it's just the most incredible collective classic charm pack. This was made of the fat 1/4s, but we've got the charm pack there for £16.95. Okay, that's one you did last week, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yes. So I've just taken another 2 pieces, so a smaller one, a thinner, narrower one, and a larger one, and I'm just going to chain piece. So I'm going to just keep on doing that, two at a time. So I just lift my foot.
Oh, okay, so you're just sewing 2 pieces of fabric at a time. Doesn't matter what their sizes are.
It doesn't matter what their sizes are.
Obviously, matching the 5-inch.
Yes, just matching to the top and bottom. And if you want to pin, of course, you can go ahead and pin. You just want to be using a 1/4 inch seam. And this is a great way of having a play with the different prints. And it's so quick and easy to put together. And there are many a time where somebody's got a birthday party, or you've been invited to somebody's house and you want to take a gift. You might need something quick and easy to run up.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, love charm packs, love the pre-cuts, and this is just a really fun, easy way of creating a nice cushion.
So you'd create the cushion for them. You wouldn't just give them the charm pack as a gift. I
would love a charm pack, yes, but if they don't sew, they might prefer a cushion.
Say this again, sorry.
If they're not a sewer, they might prefer a cushion to a charm pack.
Exactly. There's the cushion that we're making over there, and that's the cushion. The cushion's made of the blue charm pack, but we've also got the blue in a jelly roll, and we've got the blue in a fat 1/4 as well. So these are the details for your blue charm pack there. £16.95. Really, really, again, look at the colourways in there. It's just stunning. I will go through all those colours with you again in a little while. So the cushion that Lucy's already made is in the blue. We're making it now in the neutral. But if you want the blue in a jelly roll, that's also available. Oh, there's the jelly roll coming up across the bottom now. There you go. £42.95 for 30 pieces of fabric. Or, of course, we've got the fat 1/4 in blue as well, which Hannah will bring up for you in a second. Right, so we're just
I'm just keeping going, taking 2 at a time, not worrying too much, not worrying about whether the next one is going with the one I've done before.
Yes.
At this point, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Because we can arrange them shortly. So I'll just keep picking ones out and trying to mix it up a little bit. You know,
yes.
having the different widths gives a really nice effect.
But also putting it like a stripy with a spot or a floral with a kind of geometric looks lovely.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think that works really well.
So now, I know we're making they're all 5 inches down, but I might be jumping the gun here because I'd be worried that they wouldn't all make the same width the same other way. Do you know what I mean? I know you're putting up... Oh, no.
Yes, that's what we're getting to. Yes,
right,
we're getting there.
I'll just be quiet. This is the charm pack. In the neutral, 30 pieces, £16.95 that Lucy's using here to make this gorgeous patchwork for the cushion cover. Coming up in a second, £16.95. Remember, you can buy as many pieces in a day, whether you bought a kit, whether you bought some scissors, whether you bought a ruler, whether you bought some fabric, whether you bought a fat quarter, or the book even. The book even. You only pay £2.90. Well, this to post, that would be more than £2.95 for sure, wouldn't it, if you went to the post office? Look at this beautiful book. It's the Kaffe Fassett Bold Blooms, it's called. Now, there's something in here. The very first piece of Kaffe Fassett I ever bought was an ermine tapestry, and I noticed there's a picture later on in this book of the gorgeous tapestries that he's done as well. He's got the same... choice of shirts as me, doesn't he? Same taste in shirts as me. This would make the most beautiful gift. This would just look at the colours on the page. In fact, I think that's very much like some of the fabric we've got here, like the chrysanthemum fabric we've got here today, isn't it? Really, really lovely, good quality paper as well, these pages. I mean, look, just exquisite. It's all to do with bold blooms. Look, bold bloom quilts and needlepoints. It's everything you need to know. It's just a beautiful coffee table book, isn't it? I'm skipping ahead there because this beautiful... oh, look, I mean, how fantastic is that? So you see Lucy was saying earlier about she cut one of the fat quarters out so it had the flower in the middle. Well, this one, look, he's made sure that every single part of that patchwork has got a flower in the centre of it. Oh, that's nice. I think that was nice, Lucy. Look.
Oh, that's stunning.
Beautiful. There it is on the bed, look. There it is actually in real life on the bed. In situ, as it were, on the bed. Nice. I don't think I'd have a red lampshade, though. That wouldn't help you sleep, would it? Well, no. They say don't have red in your bedroom, don't they? They do say. Doesn't help you sleep. But, I mean, yeah, they're just saying there's a headboard or a lampshade. Oh, look. See, there's so many, and it's full of ideas. And then, when you get to the back, look, it tells you how to do them all. It's like a recipe book, isn't it? Showing you all the food and got you all hungry and salivating for them, and then all the recipes are in the back. Look, all the instructions, all there in the back. The other book, the Italian. Oh look, the Italian book that we had earlier Italian quilts has sold out. This is the Bold Blooms book by Kaffe Fassett for £17.95. Just look at the back as well. Oh, there you go. I love all of that. Oh, I want that as well. That's nice.
I love that.
I have to say, I've got a bed like that in one of my bedrooms, but there you go, that's another story. So that's the book, £17.95. What we're using is the charm packs. And now what you're seeing, the one that Lucy's doing, is the neutral one. There you go. That's the neutral charm pack, £16.95.
Okay, so I've got my lovely, chain. So I'll just snip in between those.
Which is the job you normally give your children.
Which is the job I sometimes give my children. It's very important for their dexterity.
Oh, yes.
And they learn about using scissors and safely.
Yes.
Under supervision, of course. So what we're going to do, I'm not going to iron it yet. I'm being rogue, sorry. So at this point now we can start to lay these out. And of course we're still going to be sewing them together, but what we want, if I just get this ruler, is we want to make sure that the rows that we're going to sew are going to be 15 inches or more. Because we're going to cut it down, we're going to quilt it.
15
so
inches.
if I put that together, that would be fine.
Okay, I'm just going to move that to there a minute. 15 inches is 38.5 centimetres.
Look at that perfectly. So I don't really want that one, don't want that one there. Maybe put that one down here. And we're going to do 3 rows.
Oh, okay.
So you don't want to have because I'm going to do some stitching on it. We're going to quilt it. So you don't want a narrower one at the edge.
Why not?
Because if we're going to trim it off, it might get lost then, you see. So we want to have that somewhere in the middle.
So if you put a binding, what you're saying is you put a binding, you might lose more, you'll lose more than a 1/4 inch of that strip there.
Yes, so you'll lose it. And we're going to trim it as well. So we're actually making it larger than it really needs to be.
Right.
So you can see how having those different widths plays really nicely, but we're not matching
the seams. Would you not be allowed to do that? Or is that something completely different?
You can if this measures the same as that, but for the purposes of this...
No. But if you wanted to... No, but
if you wanted to, of course,
if you wanted to be rogue, like Lucy Brennan is, you just cut that to the same size as all of your other ones, wouldn't you?
Yes. And you can sew the bits together and trim it as you like. Yes, you could get them all. See, look, we're turning you into a patchworker already.
I know. It fascinates me.
Isn't that amazing? So I might be OK with that. We'll see. Go on, do you want to get in and design? You can't help yourself, can you?
No, something's jarring.
What's jarring you? Happy?
Right.
I mean, you can spend a long time doing it. You know, you really can. And at home, you can spend as long as you like.
What's your next stage? Because people are asking to see the fabric.
OK, of course, yes. So all I'm going to do now is sew my rows together. So I'll just take the two pieces that I've sewn, put them right sides together and sew down that and keep going so that I've got three rows.
Separate rows. Right. Yes. If I can leave you to get on with that, then I'm going to go over here and go through... Well, bring the book as well. Now, what you've seen Lucy using is the neutral charm pack, which is this one. This is a nice display that I'm just about to ruin. So this is the... let me just check I've got the right one. There you go. So this is the charm pack here. This is the neutral one. This is it. Excuse me. They're 5 inches square, which is 12.5 centimetres. And you get 30 pieces in there. There you go, 35-inch pieces in there. It is the Kaffe Fassett Collective Classic Charm Pack, £16.95. Now, these are all the fabrics that you're seeing Lucy use over there to make that cushion cover. That's the one in neutral. Then we've also got a neutral jelly roll, which is this one here, which I've already opened, which has got all the same fabrics in. There's 30 pieces in there as well. There's 30 pieces in there. And they are... do you know what? Let me spread them out because they don't look very nice like that. Let's have a proper look at these. Right, this has been very, very popular. We love it. You've seen all these fabrics because they're all the same ones that Lucy's using over there. Again, but look at the way they work together. So if you wanted to make a log cabin quilt or a... now I need to warn you, over half the stock of these have gone. Fat Quarter's already sold out in this colourway, remember. Look at these. Bright Hopes. If you want to make a Bright Hopes quilt like we saw earlier, you can watch that one on YouTube now. Or if you want to just watch it on the replay on the web in a minute. Look at all these. You could go on for hours, couldn't you, spread? Just laying all these out. They're just exquisite. This is Hannah's favourite, this one here. The one with the pansies in it there. I bet she's got pansies in a pot outside her front door. She has, you see, I knew she would have. Oh, it's in the back, not in the front. There we go. So they are all... That's your jelly roll. Oh, look how gorgeous that looks. £42.95. The Kaffe Fassett Collective Classic Jelly Roll. In the neutral. That's neutral. Anything but neutral, isn't it? Like I was just saying over there, you'd think neutral would be beige and sand and biscuit, but no, all those fabulous colours. So that is the neutral. We're moving on now to blue. The blue charm pack is here. Now this is what this morning's quilt was made out of, the blue pattern. I'll just get someone... If someone just pass me that over, please. Would you be able to do that, as Jay's not here? Sorry, thank you. Thank you. So this is the blue charm pack, is what that cushion, but also we used the jelly roll to make this morning. That's the blue. Now, that's made out of the jelly rolls, that one there. But they're the same fabrics. Oh, sorry, I'm looking completely the wrong way. They're the same fabrics. Look at them, aren't they beautiful? So the charm pack is £16.95, 30 pieces of 5x5. That's the jelly. This was made from the jelly roll, £42.95. Now, Lucy made the whole of this, and that's double the size you're seeing there. Let me just put this out for you. She used one jelly roll to make all of that, and she had some left over. And she had some left over from the jelly roll this morning. So let me just take that back. So there's the blue charm pack there, and there's the blue jelly roll in the background. There you go. There's the blue. That's the fat quarter. That's the blue fat quarter, which I can show you now as well, if in reality. Oops. Let me just move those a little bit. All of these are just beautiful, aren't they? Blue one, very, very, very popular. So what I've got on the table, there's the fat quarter there, £21.95. You get 5 pieces of fabric in there for £21.95. Really, really lovely, vibrant colours, aren't there? But they all tone so beautifully together. There they are in real life. I love this one. I love that one. Beautiful, beautiful, big. I'd mix that one and that one together, to be honest, if I was going to just use 2. So that is the fat quarter for blue, £21.95. Right, okay. We've also got... Right, let's open the charm pack, the blue charm pack then. Let's open the blue charm pack and just show you. Because it's the same fabrics, but you get them in the 5-inch squares, the 12.5 centimetre squares. Again, you get 2 of each colour, but you do get 30 of these. Oops. There we go. I'll just bring it out so you can see. I mean, they're just exquisite. This is what Lucy's using at the moment to make her... she's using the neutral one, though, to make her cushion cover over there. But she did make the blue one at home. Well, they put these all in a different order. Look, there we go. Then she did make the blue one at home out of the blue charm pack. Okay, there we go. Let me just put that one out for you. Lucy's waiting for me over there, so I'll just... Oh, look, that's that one with pink in the background. I hadn't seen that one. Love all of these. I mean, how gorgeous is this? All of this for £16.95. You get 30 pieces. They're 5-inch square, 12.5 centimetre square. All the things you could do with all of those fabrics. They're just exquisite, aren't they? That's the blue. That's the blue, right? £16.95 there for the charm pack. I'll come back in a minute and show you the book and the charm pack, the red and the green. But we're just going to go back and see how Lucy's getting on. I'll go the other side because she's doing the ironing.
I'm just pressing the seams. Now, when I did this at home, I did press all my seams open, but for the sake of
what would you do if you were at home taking time?
I would press all the seams open.
Oh, would you?
On this one, yes, just because I like... See when you press it to the side, ever so slightly, one fabric is going to become slightly more prominent than the other. So whereas if you press your seams open, it's all going to lay completely flat.
I might go back there.
But you wouldn't, yes. You wouldn't... I mean... It's just personal preference, I think. It's personal preference. Press your seams.
No, but I like it pressed open because, as you say, it's all even.
I like it. It's all nice and flat, and it does make it easier when you come to quilt it. And the stitches that I'm doing, I've done down the side. Along the seam. So I'm going to have more bulk on one than the other. So I may do it slightly to the side today. So now I've got my 3 rows. They're all different lengths, clearly, but so long as we can trim it down to about 15 inches, which we said was 38 centimetres, didn't we? So it just doesn't matter at this point. We might cut it off, but there we go. We can still use it in something else. So I've got 3 rows there. So now I'm just going to sew the rows together. Okay. So I'm going to do, as I did before, so we're not matching seams. There may be places where they fall, where they naturally meet, just because we've done it quite randomly. Yes. And if that's the case, you may want to just check those seams. Yes. But then it's not going to be really obvious, so I wouldn't worry. And then, like I did in the earlier hour, I'm going to make sure that the seams that are going the other way are underneath, although I think I've pressed that wrong, so I'm not going to be able to do it. But we'll see. I'm going to try and not... If you press them open, you don't need to worry about it. No, exactly. So I'm just going to sew along these longer seams now, so I'm just do a little back stitch to start off with. And then, oh, I've just eaten that up a little bit. Move that out of the way. There we go.
You're right there.
Yeah, I just went a bit too close to the corner. It's my own fault. So again, if you wanted to pin these seams, you can do.
The fabric you're seeing there is the Kaffe Fassett Collective Classic Charm Pack. In neutral, that one, 30 pieces you get for £16.95. They're all 5 inches in square, which is 12.5 centimetres. Very, very popular. This is, in fact, this is the most popular colour of the hour, the neutral. It does come, as I've just shown you, in the blue, but it also comes in red and green, which I'll go over and show you in a second. But £16.95 for 30 pieces. They also come in... Oh, no, we've only got the jelly roll in the neutral because the fat quarter is sold out.
So that's that one. And now I'm going to do the same again with the bottom row. And then I'll give it a press after I've sewn... I've sewn that.
That's a head warning for me to move, is it?
In a minute, yeah. So I'm just going to do that other long seam there.
So a good look at the stitching there.
So I'm just checking. I don't want to catch those seams and have them going the wrong way, but obviously we're doing this quickly.
Yes.
So I can show you how to get the cushion put together.
Yeah, and we're just over halfway through the show, so you're fine.
Okay. But I've got binding as well.
Oh, well, you will make life difficult for yourself. What do you expect?
Well, I like to finish the cushion.
Yes.
Neatly, and I'm just doing a simple envelope back, but I think having binding on it helps the cushion keep its shape.
Yes. And also, when you use such gorgeous fabrics as well, you want to show them all off to their, like, framed.
Yeah, it
almost,
is like a frame. Yes, absolutely. So I haven't gone right the way down because I know that, but it's going to get chopped off anyway.
Susan just messaged me and said she loves watching you and me together.
Oh, lovely.
Is it because we're like brother and sister? Or granddad and granddaughter? That's what you were thinking, so I thought I'd say it.
I was going to say dad.
Don't treat your Kaffe Fassett fabrics like that.
So I would definitely press this.
How old are you? Don't tell me.
No, can't ask a lady that.
Well, no, because she said I'm old enough to be a dad. I was just working it if I am. Because I'm only 39.
Oh, well, definitely not then. No, couldn't possibly.
Yes.
I would definitely press this seam open because you've got the bulk on either side, so I'll go ahead and do that, yes.
Right, while you're doing that, I'm going to show you the colours in the jelly roll of the neutral again. Someone's asked to see them, so here we go. I think they just like to see me splaying them like a fan of gorgeousness, don't they? Oh, look, that one comes in orange as well. They say, isn't it funny? That's nice, isn't it? This is the jelly roll, remember, of the neutral. This is definitely the most popular colourway today. I can see why, can't you? All those, because there's nothing neutral about it, really, is there? Because there's every vibrant colour you could imagine in there. They're just stunning. You see, I keep saying this, but that brown, that chocolate brown, is beautiful. And then that one next to the one with the pansies and the carnations, I think that's a petunia. Is it that one there? Here's me getting all hot.
But that's why opening them is so great, because you wouldn't realise there was all those colours in there, would you?
No, not at all. Also, if you saw something written down and it said neutral, you'd immediately go, oh, I don't need neutrals, I want bright colours. Whereas there's so many colours in here. People are multi-buying this charm pack, just so you know, so don't miss out. Oh, sorry, not charm pack, the jelly roll. Do you see? It's incredible, isn't it? You wouldn't think to put all those colours together, and yet look, they all pick up on each other. There's a purple in there, there's a purple in there, and in here. Just the collective, that's why it's called the collective, isn't it? Because they just all work so well together, don't they? And I just love the prints. I mean, he's a real artist, isn't he? To create all these and put all of these together. I love that geometric-y one there. Just beautiful, aren't they? So that is the jelly roll for £42.95. You get 30 pieces at 44 inches, 117 centimetres. All that for £42.95. The charm pack itself is £16.95. I'm just going to have to move onto...
Yes, sorry.
That's all right. There we go.
Okay,
Right.
so I've given that a good press, so my seams are open.
Yes.
The long seams are open now. See that nice pinking?
Yeah.
From the edge of the charm pack.
Pinking, which was already done.
It's already done.
Yeah.
Yes. I did not do it.
Yes.
So I'm just going to move these out of the way because I'm going to trim this now.
Okay.
So it's going to be 14.5 this way because I've sewn together 3
of course.
5 inches. So I'm just going to trim it down to about 15 because I'm going to do a bit of quilting.
Just getting the centimetrage there for 14, so 14.5 inches would be 37
it's actually
centimetres.
it's 14.
Oh, it's 14
sorry,
inches,
yeah.
35.5 centimetres.
So I'm just going to trim this off, and I have ended up with a narrower one. See, I should have been measuring it as I was going along.
This one along.
Well, I must have put it together.
Yes.
Anyway,
You didn't
whatever.
take a picture, that's
Which
all.
I didn't take a picture. So I'll just trim that off. If I'd have been laying it out and measuring it, which I would have done at home and taken more time,
Yes.
I wouldn't have had those extra bits.
But
I
sometimes
could
it's quite
unpick
nice to
those
see a
and use
sliver
those.
of a fabric. Do you know what I mean? That'd be quite nice to see a sliver.
A lot of that's going to get lot of that one's going to get lost. But hey ho, it is what it is. So now I'm going to get a lining.
Right.
Fabric because I'm going to quilt, and you don't want to quilt over the top. Sorry, you don't want the wadding underneath the machine. You need something to protect it. And obviously, if we're putting the cushion inner inside, you want something, and if you're going to wash the cushion or whatever, so just use that as a lining. So Jay has just gone and got me what he could find for this bit. So I think I might have it in the...
I'll
just do it in the centre there.
It's £18.95. Look there, 114 by 152 centimetres. It's so simple, super soft, 100% cotton wadding. Cot size. It was a cot size what we're selling there, but obviously you're not seeing the whole cot size.
Yeah, that one's a different one. So I'm just going to do a bit of stitching and use some decorative stitches on the top of this.
Are you not putting pins in?
Yes, I'm going to put some pins in. So you can, you could spray base this if you wanted to, because it's just a smaller bit, or you could just put pins in.
Yeah.
And it's actually, because it's quite a small area, I'm not too, it's not going to shift around a whole lot.
Yes.
But I'm just going to pin in the edges just to hold that a bit together.
All those colours work so beautifully together.
They do. So I'm going to do use some of the decorative stitches. I've got white thread in the machine, so I'm going with that as well.
Oh, yes.
But at home, you would want to use a colour that coordinates.
Yes, of course. So what stitch... Oh, so you're changing the foot?
I'm going to change the foot because I had the 1/4 inch foot in there, and that's not the one that we want. So I'll just quickly do that.
Have you had time to practice on yours at home much?
And then... Well, I practiced some of the stitches making the cushion.
Oh, there you go.
Because this machine has so many... I don't know if we can get the shot of
I'll get it
up there. But it has so many different stitches on it, so you can really have a play. But even if you have the most basic machine, it will have some kind of... decorative stitch, or even if it's a zigzag. And really what I'm doing now is like the very traditional Victorian quilters did crazy patchwork, where they would just put the pieces, they used all different types of fabric, silks and whatever, and they would lay them on, and then they would just do decorative stitching to hold the pieces together. So it's that kind of a feeling. But obviously I've got all of these ones to choose from. I don't know whether to stick with what I know or just...
Well, just go for it. This is the Elna 680 sewing machine. This is on the website.
So you can do this. When I was doing this, I did use a walking foot because I'm going over the things, but I'll just go with this foot and kind of see what happens. So I'm going to change the mode and then change the stitch. And I want to line up the seam line with the gap in the foot, if you like. So that's going to be straight, and just the gap in the foot there, that's going to give me the central point. And I'm just trusting the machine has its own settings for width and things, and I'm just going to go with that.
Just go with it, enjoy it. That's what it's all about.
Yes, it's just about having a play.
So what shape are you doing there then? What's the stitch shape?
This one I do not know. It's sort of, there you go. What's that look like?
Let me look. What number did you pick?
10.
Oh, it's like a... Oh, that's like a... Oh, now it looks like Native American Indian stitching, like Hiawatha stitching, doesn't it, that one?
Does it?
That's how my brain works. Feather stitching, that's what I'm looking for. Nobody, just ignore me.
And that automatically does a locking stitch for me, but you could just do a little back stitch or whatever.
See what I mean? Like little arrowheads, like a feather stitch, that one, isn't it? I like that. Okay.
Now I get what you mean. Okay,
yes.
Now I see it. Yes.
Okay.
So, and you can just lay it out and just decide where you want to have some of those stitches, and just play about.
Now, you know you want to do some binding as well, and a back. Do you think we're able to do that in 10 minutes? Or 8 minutes?
Yeah. Well, shall we just pretend that that's done?
Yes, if you like.
Okay. Because
not that I want to rush you.
I didn't realize the time just flies by so quickly. So just for the sake of television, we're just going to pretend.
Because you're enjoying yourself.
Because you can't tear me away from that sewing machine. No chance. So I'll just snip that off, because let's at least be somewhat
before you do that, this is the blue one, because this is very limited in stock now. The neutral is very, very limited stock. This is the blue charm pack that I've got here for you. £16.95. You get 30 pieces. Graphics will be coming in now. Just got it out there because I know Lucy's got lots to do, so I just want you to see the blue one, because the blue jelly roll as well. You've got the blue jelly roll as well there. Charm pack coming in now. Jelly roll coming in across the bottom, I presume. Right. So, I'll just fold those up. What are you doing now there?
So, I've got 2 back pieces, and these were cut at 14 by 10 inches.
Okay.
So I have 2 cut at 14 by 10 inches. I'm just folding over...
36 by 25 centimetres.
Thank you. Folding over the longer edge twice by about 1/4 of an inch. I'm doing it very, very roughly. And then I'm just going to top stitch that.
Okay.
So you would do that on both pieces for a nice edge.
Okay.
You also, and what I did on the other one was I just used some of the leftover bits.
Yes.
Cut them at 2.5. Let's take that one and pretend. Join them together, just on the straight.
Yeah.
Join them together, folded them in half, and then used it as a little binding.
Oh, lovely.
For on the edge. So I only did that on the edge that can be seen.
Yes.
Because, of course...
Oh, no, because the other one's inside.
But the other one is inside, it doesn't matter.
There's a question come through for you. What's it say? Is there a reverse button on this sewing machine?
There we go.
Yeah. But that's
the reverse one.
That's the reverse button there.
I pressed the locking stitch on that one. Oh, because I've not changed the setting, naughty Lucy. There we go, that's better. I'll show you, that's the back button there.
Yeah. Do you want to see it again? Is it the bottom one or the middle one?
It's that one.
There
That's the locking stitch, that's the needle down, that's the thread
Cutting
cutter,
thread.
And that's the reverse. And you also have the option of not using the foot pedal.
Oh, yes, which our mate Ange loves.
I haven't tried it yet.
You'll be putting that on your chat, will you, on your Saturday night chat with all your sewing
Yes,
friends.
I'm doing my Saturday night craft along tonight.
Oh, it's tonight? It's Saturday, isn't it?
Yes, I'll be doing it tonight. So any crafters on Instagram want to join in? Hashtag Saturday Night Craft Along.
There you go, that little plug for Lucy's thing there.
These are the back pieces. So I'm doing an envelope back. I'm going to pretend I've finished this off the same way. If I wanted the fancy binding, I would have that on that side.
Yeah.
I'm going to trim this quite quickly but safely. So 14 inches is, what do we say, 35.5 centimetres.
If you have any questions regarding sizing or the sewing machines, just ring the number 0800 112 4433. The call centre will be... If they can't answer you straight away, they promise to get back to you within 2 days. Or you can email in studio@sewingquarter.com, studio@sewingquarter.com.
So I'm just doing this very, very roughly, not right at all. But I want to show you how to put it all together.
Yeah, of course. The most important bit in some ways, isn't it?
Well, it is, otherwise you...
Yes.
There's
You
not
just have
much
some lovely
cushion,
pieces
is
of fabric,
there?
wouldn't you?
Yes. So you trim it down. The reason that I didn't cut it to begin with is because if I'm adding stitches, it might have moved or whatever. So you better, whenever you're doing any kind of quilting, you're better to make it bigger than smaller. So because I'm adding binding, when you're doing a normal envelope back, you'd sort of do it together. But I'm actually going to do this how it's going to look, if that makes sense. So that's the front. And then I'm arranging the back how it will be.
Oh, so you're not turning it through.
So I don't need to turn it through because...
Because you're going to bind it.
I'm going to bind it.
In 6
minutes.
minutes.
So I want it like that.
Yeah.
And then I would do a stay stitch.
Of course.
All the way around just to hold it in place.
At the corners. Yeah, of course.
So I'd pin the corners and do a stay stitch. For the sake of this, I'm going to just go with the binding.
Yeah. Now, if you're looking for plain fabrics, just go on our website and have a look. We've got so many Spectrum solid colours there that you can choose from.
See, and this is me having too much fun playing with the... when we were cutting them all out and deciding where they were going to go.
Yes.
But that's the fun of fabric, isn't it?
I love it. I love the fact we've got a big one of my chocolate brown one there as well.
Yes. And I will just mention, when I do a stay stitch all around, so I do it all the way around, I go backwards and forwards over that flap.
Right.
Because that is going to get, you know, if you're washing it and you're taking it out,
well, it's like
and you want that to be nice and secure.
The splits.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
So I'm just using a plain fabric for the binding, and I've cut it because it's cushion. I've cut it at 2 1/4 inches.
Okay.
If I'm doing a quilt, I do it 2 1/2.
Right.
So I start just down one, just on one side, and I leave myself a good amount of tail. You don't want to start here like that. So and this is just single fold. Sorry.
Right.
So it's 2 1/4, and I've just pressed it in half. So I'm going to start in the middle. I'm going to start here and do 1/4 inch, and I'll show you what I do when I get to the corner because it's different from other people. And I would be using my walking foot for this as well. Yeah. And that's going to be bigger than 1/4 inch, but you're just going to have to pretend. Okay. So I'll just do a little back stitch there. And then I'm going to sew down this side, and I'm going to stop when my binding sort of comes to the edge of the machine. Okay, so I'm needle down and I'm just stopping here, and then what I'm going to do is fold the binding like that. Yeah. So it's going off this way and creating a mitre from the corner over to here. Yeah. And then I'm folding it back on itself. And I'm just doing this at my machine. So that's straight there. And you've got a tuck underneath there. And I give it a good finger press. Mm-hmm. And then you can see there's a fold there. So I'm going to sew down to that fold.
Oh, it is different.
It is different. Then I'm going to leave my needle down, lift it up, pivot it, needle up, fold it out of the way, tuck that in there, and then just start from the edge.
You've customised that, haven't you?
All the way down.
Now, just to warn you, the neutral charm pack, you need to check out your basket. If you definitely want it, you need to check out your basket because there are more. If everybody now checks out right now, there won't be enough to go round. So I'm just warning you, not adding any undue pressure, just telling you if you've got the neutral charm pack in your basket, you need to check out as soon as you can. We put the graphics in of the blue charm pack, which I just showed you here, which is the one that the original cushion was made of, and that lovely quilt from earlier.
OK, I know I'm not going to have time to do this, but I'd like to show you the way I finish it.
No, it's fine.
I know Joe showed the technique the other day, the way that I finish binding when she was making something. So I imagine I've gone all the way around like that. I've done my corners, how I just did. please rewatch it on YouTube, because I know I've had to rush through that, and I will be doing it again much slower soon.
Yes,
so, okay. So what I want to do is pretend I've gone all the way around here, and this is what I've got left.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to fold that out of the way. So these are the two ends of the binding, and I'm leaving a gap. I'm going to stop sewing about here.
Yeah.
So I've got a good gap left in between. And then I'm going to fold this one at an angle. Thank you. So I'm going to fold that one at an angle like that. This one to meet. So going right up. And I'm folding that one down like that.
Right.
And I'm going to check that that's nice and even all the way. So I don't want to end up with any sort of ridges. And I'll fold one way, one that way, and one that way. So one towards myself, one away from myself. Right. So I've got that angle. This is the same join that I use when I'm making the binding, and that's why I like to finish it off this way. I also think it's the easiest. So I would take that to the machine and I would sew it like that. Now, if when you lift that up, you can pop a pin in.
Because you've got the crease.
So you've got the crease, so you can pop the pin in, and you can just check that that pin's on the fold. If it isn't, just move it around. Yeah. And also you can check that you've got like a cross, you know, like that those angles are 90 degrees before you sew down there. You then, and can I do that really quickly?
Got a couple minutes, fine.
So I'm going to sew down there to finish it off. I'm going to check my creases are meeting. And I can see on my machine that that is 90 degrees. Okay, and then...
You better show us in 30 seconds.
Fine. I'm going to chop this, this, and this.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
At like an angle, so you can't see the binding when you finish. And then you just lay that down. Stitch along. And then when you fold that back, you've just got...
So if you've got any other seams in the binding, that matches them perfectly.
Which I do, there, see?
Lucy Brennan, you're a marvel.
So there you are.
Thank you.
Just like that.
Sorry to rush you at the end.
Thank you.
So when are you back in?
Thank you. I'm back in on the 6th of March, I believe.
OK, then don't go anywhere, though, because I want to say something quicker. Right, OK, here we go, very quickly. People are asking, you see the green charm pack, the green fat quarter, and the green jelly roll. I'll get the fat quarter fabrics out for you so you can see the choices in there. The charm pack is there at the front. Then this is the fat quarter. I'll just pull that over there. So the charm pack is here. You get 30 pieces in the charm pack in the green for £16.95. This is the charm pack here. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous. Look at that polka dot in there. Really, really fantastic. Oh, look at the fabrics in there, fabrics we haven't seen yet today. That is in the green charm pack there, £16.95 for 30 pieces. It's the Kaffe Fassett. It is the Collective Classic charm pack, 30 pieces for £16.95. Then I've also got the jelly roll in green, which you get 30 pieces as well. These are 2.5 inches by 44 inches. But they're very, very popular, the green one. That's 6.4 centimetres by 118 centimetres. Really, I mean, look at the colours in there. Stunning, stunning. So they're the green, the jelly roll and the craft pack there. And also I've got a green fat quarter as well if you want. Any of these, just ring the call centre. They'll be able to help you with them. This is the green fat quarter here. You're getting that vibrant, beautiful yellow print there. The kind of cabbage print in the middle there. Psychedelic, then another cabbage print, and then that lovely geometric print. Really, really gorgeous. That's the fat quarter in the green. They are £21.95. Now, they also come in red. It also comes in red. There's the charm pack in red. There's the... there's the fat quarter in red. I've got the roll, haven't I? There's the fat quarter in red. So what's up first? Charm pack there. Charm pack first there. Really gorgeous fabrics in the red. Graphics just coming in. There you go, £16.95. We love, look, when they say red, there are other colours that are going to tone beautifully with the reds in there, aren't there? £16.95. We've also got the red in a fat quarter, which are these ones here. There's a still of them as well for you to see. There's the fat quarter there. Just get you the graphics for that. And that fact, I'll do this while you're looking at that. I'll just show all of these. That's your fat quarter there for £21.95. And then look, in the jelly roll, all the prints you're getting in the jelly rolls are just out of this world, aren't they? Look at all those beautiful colours. Not just red, you see you've got oranges, you've got cyclamen pinks, you've got vibrant colours in there. There's the jelly roll graphics just coming into your screen now. £42.95. You get 30 pieces of fabric there for £42.95. Well, what a day! What a day! Now, if you missed anything, you can upload any of them on YouTube. Just go and find Sewing Quarter. You can watch them on our website. They are repeated, but you can't pause the ones on our website. Thank you so much for your company today. It's been such a busy day, such a fabulous day. Always go on the web to see anything you need. Always ring the call centre to see if you need to ask any questions there. I'm back tomorrow. Have a lovely, lovely afternoon. Make sure you check out your baskets. I'll see you tomorrow at 8.
Sewing Quarter is at the very heart of sewing as we bring you all things sewing and quilting. The team behind us live and breathe sewing day to day. We strive to bring you exclusive offers, exciting live demonstrations, and most importantly, we will custom cut fabric to your specification in our very own cutting room. We will also be bringing you TV exclusives that you won't be able to find anywhere else. So come and join us today at the Sewing Quarter.
Welcome to the Sewing Quarter!